Here we go, she's on 5 to 7, 9 to 10 p.m. Fallback Productions. Talks about topics of the day and loves her country, the U.S. of A. Got her Get Right rally on tax day. Got family country, Trump is her thing. She don't know the songs, gives Dave a hard time. Don't worry, it's fine, he's still her Valentine. Keeps us in the loop. Don't you know, sit back and enjoy the Lucretia Hughes Show.
I'm going. So like I said, everybody, right now we're at the NRA convention. We're going to be doing interviews, not only with people that's walking by, but if you have some questions to ask, if you have something to say, just get up there and just get in the chat room. Hopefully we can see it. And you go ahead and say it. Who I have right now wrote a book.
Oh.
I'm going to let you go ahead.
What am I saying?
Whatever you want to say about your book.
This is The Devil Inside the Beltway. My medical laboratory in Georgia was hacked by a cyber criminal that turned out to be weaponized by the FBI. And I wrote a book before we discovered all that about what it's like to be a victim of a government investigation for civil violations, not criminal. Learning that when you have civil violations, you have really no rights at all. There are no such thing as civil rights. They're all criminal rights. So the book's actually 12 years old now, but it destroyed the company, which is a medical facility, and changed my life. And I have more coming, so now I'm kind of coming out of the business world again and back into the conservative movement,
but
and
when
trying to entertain people.
When the FBI raided, and who told on you? What do you think
I know exactly what happened.
all of them for you to be a threat?
So what happened to me was really a fluke. I was not an individual threat, but keep in mind when something bad happens to you, you don't learn about it for a decade. That's part of the game of covering things up, keeping a bag over everyone's head. So what I found out happened by 2019, 2020 was that in 2008, the FBI in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania was doing child pornography investigations. And they needed to dig through peer-to-peer networks very fast to file child pornographers. So there was a company called Tyversa that had purported software that would go through peer-to-peer networks faster. So they hired them, and they were digging through anybody that would be suspected. They were just going through people's peer-to-peer network folders. And it wasn't going fast enough, so the FBI gave Tyversa software called EP2P, which sounds really innocent, but it's software that can go into, give you unlawful access to peer-to-peer folders, but with the rights of the government to do that.
Did you have to accept that then how did they actually
They leave no fingerprints.
Then how did they get into your network?
With that software.
Did they give it to you for free?
No, it's not my software. The FBI gave the cyber criminal the software, not knowing they're criminal. It's like, we want to file child pornographers. We want you to use the software to speed up the search. Go ahead and do that. And so that's what happened. And so I didn't know that at the time what was going on. All I knew was they broke into my computer like they did hundreds of others at least around the world, more like thousands probably. And they used this tool to create a shakedown racket. They literally were breaking into companies with software that
The criminals was breaking into people's software in their computer systems, looking for child pornography, but they was the criminals.
No, they were hired to look into computers for child pornography, and off the clock, without the FBI's approval, they were using that same software that breaks in and basically doesn't leave fingerprints. It breaks in and you don't know they're in.
Right.
And they're taking files that are important, and they're taking files that say, and they're taking the files and they're changing the metadata to make them look like they're breaches. And then they'll call the company up and they'll say, hey, we found your file out in cyberspace, which is a big lie. And then they charge them to fix the problem that never existed in the first place.
Did these criminals that was actually not only fraud in the government but also fraud in business owners, was they ever taken down?
No.
Did they ever go to jail?
No, because the it's kind of like it's kind of like the Fast and Furious of cybersecurity. They were weaponized by the FBI. The FBI didn't know they weaponized them at the time until 8-9 years later, when I had written my book and there were congressional investigations. People were going, wait, and they were raided by the FBI out of DC. And the FBI DC opened up the casket and went, oop, and closed it.
Who do you sue to be made whole?
You can't. This is welcome to the judiciary today. You.
So if they're talking about due process, but no one really gets due process, how are you going to ever rectify if the government or the FBI go into a citizen's computer, bank account, homes, wiretapping it and everything? What do we do as recourse after they destroyed your life?
You have to change the law. You have to first understand. That's why I write story and try to speak. You have to understand things that most Americans used to not believe me even when I told them, but now they're starting to believe it, which is the Congresses of the 20th century absolutely, they built in so much immunity. Everyone that's working in the government has pretty much criminal immunity. So what happened to me was we didn't find things out for years. Like, we did not know that's who was doing this, right? All we knew was this guy's coming in, he says he found our file in cyberspace, he won't tell us how, he wants money, we won't pay him. Next thing he does is he turns us over to the Federal Trade Commission. Federal Trade Commission investigates us over 3 years. I'm so blown away by that investigation, I wrote this book. This book comes out in 2013, creates a kerfuffle. Congressman Issa reads it, House Oversight starts investigating, because it turns out this same group was working with House Oversight on other matters earlier.
So they're not to be trusted. Even
Correct.
their word when they testified in front of Congress is not to be trusted.
Correct.
Because they was working both sides. While that's extortion.
Well, my ultimate, one of my takeaways from this is when the government is caught doing something incompetent, the corruption comes in when they cover up their embarrassing behavior. And then a lot of the judges, lawyers, everyone in the system doesn't want to bite the hands that feeds them. So it's very, very difficult, if not impossible, to hold the government accountable when they make a huge mistake. And when the Justice Department and the FBI and the FTC work with criminals, they're cavorting with criminals, and they get involved and people get destroyed, they did not prosecute them. Now, I've heard, since they didn't prosecute them, we all have is opinions. We didn't lose in court when they try to prosecute them, so we can only guess they didn't do it because it's embarrassing to them. They might not be able to prosecute them because they're the one that weaponized them. Mm-hmm. I mean, their defense lawyer would say, Your Honor, the prosecutor's the one that gave us the gun, right? So that's, and it isn't just against me. This company, oh my gosh, they had Barack Obama's helicopter plans. They had Supreme Court Justice Breyer's personal information. They had tons of information. They turned from Coca-Cola, Goldman Sachs, LifeLock, a lot of companies. And it was a racket where they made a lot of money. When the FBI called me and told me they were not going to prosecute, they tried to justify it by saying that my work had already resulted in the company being closed, and so I should feel good about that. I'm like,
Oh, your life work.
I mean, my life work's gone. We were a medical facility that did cancer diagnosis. We had over 750,000 patients in the database. We were one of the top prostate cancer place in the country. We were right up here in Cobb County. And you know, when you learn a lot, and what's gone on the past decade is that we as a culture have moved to more and more people understanding that we are run by a very corrupt government in D.C. That if you fall into the Democrat versus Republican thing, you're falling into their trap.
Right.
It's very much a uniparty. And when it comes to all their self-interest together, and being held accountable is something none of them want. So, for example, we sued the FTC. We got thrown out in Northern District Court of Georgia. The 11th Circuit did not overturn, and it was basically because they said, well, the violations of that aggressive investigation were not a constitutional right. They stole your property, and that was trespass, and that's a constitutional right. However, the problem didn't come from that. The problem came from the investigation, and that's protected. Case dismissed.
So if people want to find your book, where do they actually go?
Amazon, Amazon. It's an ebook, audiobook, hardcover, softcover.
Wow. So one more time, tell everybody who you are, and we're gonna keep going. And I appreciate you stopping in, because he got to go. How you not stay here and hurt your back like I have?
I don't know. I wore the right shoes.
I wore moccasins, and that was not a great idea.
Letitia, she's all about fashion over function. It's all about the look.
But they cute though. And now my back gonna hurt for the next week.
Right. Well, I'm Mike Doherty, and I wrote The Devil Inside the Beltway, and I was the CEO of LabMD. And there's a lot of good stories about it out there.
You had a lot on your mind. Is this mine?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, the thing about that one is, though, that has a wrong autograph in it. But
don't worry about it.
You can have it.
Excuse me, ma'am. We come on over here.
Next.
Next. Come on now.
Is it a quickie?
Yes. Ooh, I love. I'm trying to calm your nerves before you go into that meeting.
So what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about why you here.
Why here?
Hey, everybody. Again, like I said, we're just going to have wall-to-wall coverage, wall-to-wall interviews. This is the voice of the 2A. So who I'm talking to right now is a board member, and it's a Miss Linda. So we're going to get to why and what do you do inside of the NRA before she goes to the members meeting, and then what do you do as being a board member?
So, okay, I'm Linda Walker. I've been on the board since 2011, and I am one of the original reformers from within. So we've been working nonstop for the last 16 months. I mean, it's been a nonstop, but by gosh, we're going to save the NRA.
You're getting ready to go into a meeting.
We are. The members' meeting is in just a few minutes. And
what actually occurs inside of the members' meeting?
Well, you know what? This is the time for the members to be heard. I ran for the board because I represent the members. And, last year there was a little controversy because there was a hard stop at noon. You know what? If these folks want to go till 10 o'clock tonight, I want to hear from our members.
You think it's going to be another hard stop?
No, because, everybody got wise to. We missed that last line on the agenda last year that said that, adjourn at 12. Well, everybody missed that part because President Trump was here last year and everybody wanted to get to the leadership forum.
Well, right now he is over there at the Vatican.
He is. I saw that. So I had seen on the news this morning him and Zelensky had their heads together.
And
so
Zelensky came out and said, you know what, I want to continue the war. He wants to continue the war.
Well, I don't know,
I thought maybe there was divine intervention, well, they're all at the Pope's funeral, but
How do you think
we'll
we
see.
can? How do you think we can actually grow the NRA to bring in new members and new blood into the organization?
You know what? We've worked hard. We recognize there was a lot of malfeasance. I recognized years ago things didn't seem right. But, I've read all the court documents. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours reading those. I should have been an attorney. But just reading those, repeatedly throughout that New York case, the board was never informed about this stuff. We were kept in the dark, this bankruptcy that they filed, 4 years ago or whatever. We literally had a board meeting on that January Saturday, zero discussion. 2 days later, they filed the bankruptcy in Texas, and we're going, what?
And y'all didn't even know anything about it?
No. We had no clue. There was nothing, and,
Y'all getting it from the horse's mouth. For any more rumors, come on my page. You're hearing it from a sitting board members. There's so many lies that are out there in the internet about what's going on behind the scenes that people are just guesstimating now.
Yeah. So
when you have people talk negative about the NRA and they all misconstrued of the lies that are out there on the internet, how do you combat that back?
Well, there's a whole host of it. Clearly, after the May 20th board meeting last year, we had the majority. And, we put Doug Hamlin in as EVP. Oh my gosh, Doug has done an amazing job. That meeting, our last 3 board meetings have all been from 15 to 16 hours. I mean, we've gone till midnight past. Doug hopped on a red eye out of that meeting, was in the office on the next morning.
Wow.
And, just the changes he's made, and, Bill Bockenberg and Mark Vaughn, our vice presidents, they have worked their butts off. And so, we're working. We recognize there was malfeasance. Shall that never happen again, by golly. There's been a lot of changes, and I'm asking those who have left us, please come back.
So everybody, me personally, y'all join the NRA. Like I said, it is the nation's oldest civil rights organization. It has gotten so big because we really are standing up for the 2A. Whatever's happened behind the scenes, the core values of the NRA is to stand up for the Second Amendment, and that's what it's supposed to be. So, if you want to join the NRA, y'all got to go to? Where they go to join the NRA?
NRA.org, and you can join right from the NRA's website.
Y'all can get down here and vote for me, too, just in case you won't. No, it's too late. It's seriously too late. Go on and get in your meeting. Don't cuss these people out either.
Okay.
Be nice in there and just, shake your head and you'll be okay.
Okay. I got to get to the members meeting because I'm here to represent the members.
She's here to represent the members and not raise her blood pressure.
Oh. Yeah. Sometimes we have to do that, but we're good. So
everybody, this is Miss Linda. Like I said, she's one of my mentors.
Thank you.
And someone that has made me feel welcome the whole entire time.
So
thank you.
Thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, so we need 2 microphones. All right, then.
Oh.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's next? Come on, Michael. Wall to wall. To wall to wall. I don't even know if anybody's saying anything or if they can even see me. Hey, y'all. I know this is angled wrong and that's angled wrong. Kristen Mayberry Bennett. Wow. What they say? When we finish with this, we'll go and get you yours. Here. Take that and go hand out some flyers, if you know what I mean. They right back here in a wagon. Kristen Mayberry Ben said, hey, everybody. What's going on, Michael?
Good morning, Sunshine.
How you doing?
Good.
Now, what are you doing here at the NRA?
I come here just to represent...
Come on up, come on up.
Sorry. I just come here to represent the average, everyday person, everyday American citizen.
Do you know how many vendors here? I have not seen these many guns in one location since last year.
You obviously never been to my house.
Well, it's like Lay's potato chips. You just can't have one.
That's right.
All of these guns, all of these ammo, everything that's in this one 17,000 acres, no one shot each other yet.
No.
There's people walking around strapped, open carry, the whole nine. Why do you think there's no type of incidents here at the NRA?
Well, you basically don't have to worry about the law-abiding citizens. The reason why we're law-abiding citizens is because we obey the law. Mm-hmm. Criminals do not obey the law. They don't really care about anything but themselves. We care about each other. And as last night we were sitting around, we went to the tap room, had a few. Mm-hmm. It seems like everybody was our friend.
Red, yellow, black, white, young, old, Asians, everybody is here. All of them having a great time, walking around, looking at displays, ordering guns. I've not seen so many different accessories for guns. I hadn't. And I'm thoroughly shocked at everyone that's here and how friendly everybody is.
Yes. I ordered my gun last night from the George S. Patton revolver engraved. It's beautiful. But I went through Midland Guns thing and really got upset because my father had an M1 carbine because I'm from New Jersey.
Yes.
And unfortunately, he had to give it up because that's on the assault weapons ban.
How was that on the assault? You're talking about because it's in New Jersey?
Yeah, only in New Jersey because it has the bayonet lug. And even if it doesn't have the bayonet lug on it, it's still on the list that you cannot own. New Jersey has over 200 firearms that you are not allowed to own.
Why do you think? Because there are so many states, and a lot of people get this misconstrued. The same laws that are in Georgia does not pertain to other states around the United States, but you do have states that we share the same laws. You could go in our different states and it's the same laws, no one is getting in trouble. But when you go to places like New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, a lot of these blue areas, you don't have the same freedoms, and there's more laws on the books to consider in 2A. Do you think that's ever going to change?
It's up to us to make sure the laws get changed. Vote for the right politicians who protect our Second Amendment rights. I know in Connecticut, the modern sporting rifle, the AR platform, they are not allowed to have a hand grip on that AR platform.
How are you not allowed to have a hand grip?
It's the way their rules are written. It's the most dumbest thing. Yeah, each rifle has to be either New Jersey compliant, Connecticut compliant, California compliant, pretty much the blue states. It's really amazing. Part of the assault weapons law, they take away the bayonet lug. It's the same rifle, but with just cosmetic. And the people who are making the laws have no idea about firearms.
Here's my question. If we are, and we have the Constitution of the United States, and we know the Second Amendment is firm, would you think that most states would, model around the Second Amendment?
See, a lot of the states' constitutions don't include our Second Amendment. New Jersey is one of them. They don't recognize the Second Amendment in their Jersey state constitution. So they basically ignore the federal Second Amendment.
Wow. Wow. Anything else you want to tell everybody? Can I tell you I am tired and sleepy? It's been exciting the last couple of days, but I really enjoy it.
Well, come on, we were at the tap room until 11:30 last night.
I tapped out.
Oh, okay.
I tapped out.
And then we get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then we're here at 9 o'clock in the morning. So it's a fun weekend, but it's also a long weekend. You need 3 days to recover.
Thank you so much for coming over.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Take care.
Absolutely.
Hope to see you again.
Cam. Come on over. Come on. I know you do. You got 5 minutes. Come on. Come on, Cam. Hey, everybody. Ooh, I look tired. Yes, I do. How y'all doing?
Right here? Okay.
Ooh, all y'all wanting to go in that members meeting. What do you think? Everybody, if y'all don't know who this is, it's Cam Edwards. I met Cam the first time I ever went to an NRA convention, and that was 7 years ago. Matter of fact, it was right here, wasn't it? You pulled me on
think
stage,
it was.
and you did an interview with me, full circle.
Yeah, right? I know.
I pray that one day we'll be working together. I don't know how, but I had dreams a long time ago. You know? So, Cam, why do you continue to standing up for the 2A in your gun rights?
Because it's still important, right? I mean, this is, I think, the fundamental civil liberty of our time. If we don't have the ability to protect ourselves, if we don't have the ability to protect our loved ones, then, and we don't have the ability to protect our other rights, right? I mean, if we lose this one, I think the rest fall. So I think it's very important that we continue to speak up.
You would figure, as old as the NRA is, as old as our Constitution is, there wouldn't be 20,000 laws on the federal level alone against our Second Amendment, and then you go to different states where they pretty much outlaw certain rifles, certain guns, and certain rights. How do we combat that as being regular citizens?
You know, I think you're doing part of the work right now. Part of this is education and informing people, you know, and every generation comes up, they need that education, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we have to fight the same battles a lot of times. It can feel really frustrating, especially when you've been doing this as long as I have. You're like, we're still arguing about this stuff. But you've got more new voters coming in, right? You've got new politicians that weren't around 15, 20 years ago. And so,
have you heard them?
Oh, yeah, I've heard them.
They're most progressive. Now, I understand being a Democrat. But some of these people take it to the extreme where they want to completely wipe our own protections away from us. What is that? Is that a power grab, or they just want to sit in dust?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that there are certainly those who want the power to disarm the people, right? And then there are those who have really bought into that lie that, well, this is the best way to keep us safe. If we can't protect ourselves, right, just leave it up to the government to help us. Leave it up to the government to take care of those criminals.
While you're allowing 21 illegal soldiers to walk across our southern border while you're arming them to the teeth, feeding them, clothing them, giving houses, and now we're learning they was getting free cars at the same time, plus an allowance every month. And you have our veterans, regular people in the United States struggling on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ever going to change?
I think it's always going to be a fight. I mean, it always has been. You know, you look back at U.S. history, I don't think there was ever really a time when everybody's been on the same page, right? There's always going to be that push and pull. But I think that right now what we are seeing is that, a majority of the American people are saying enough is enough. And we may disagree on some stuff, but we can agree on some of the big things, right? We can agree that this is wrong over here. Now, we're going to disagree on...
No furries in the classrooms.
Maybe we could all, probably get 80% approval on something like that, right? But if a guy wants to put on a furry suit and walk down the street, man, you're a grown adult, do that, right? I'm a live and let live kind of guy, but I want to be left alone too, right? That's what freedom's all about. I don't expect everybody to think like me, vote like me, eat what I want to eat, everything like that. That'd be boring.
Have you voted yet?
For the 76th board member? I did.
So, did you vote for me?
I'm going to keep my ballot secret, Lucretia.
I'm just going to thump you just like that. Now get on to the members meeting, because that is supposed to be a very hot topic this morning that's getting ready to happen.
It is.
And come back and tell me what happened.
Okay, I will.
Especially if there's some blows happening.
I will definitely let you know about that.
Pull your phone out and shout, "World Star!"
I'll do it. I can. It's so good to see you.
Thank you, Cam.
Thank you.
All right. Come on, Mark. Hi. Y'all come and sit between me. on either side.
What? Jason's going to be.
Oh. Hi, Jason. Just sit on over there. Just kidding. Oh, is that the flamethrower?
It's an AR-15. It's just got a can on it.
You better pull it back up. Explain. Okay, tell everyone who you are and where they can get that. Yeah, just explain.
Yeah, I'm Matt with Two Grunts Incorporated. We're an AR-15 rifle manufacturer.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, you can grab it, hold it, do whatever you want.
Okay.
It's empty, don't worry.
Right.
I cleared it. What we do is, the AR-15, I believe, is the best rifle system, weapon system on the planet.
You got one for a girl?
We got one that's lighter for sure.
That's lighter.
Yeah.
Okay,
But what we focus on is hard to use weapons, right?
Okay.
My background, I was an 0311 rifleman in the Marine Corps, grunt. Did a lot of contracting and some other things involved in the professional world.
Am I even holding it right?
But what I wanted to do is, I have a machinist background, manufacturing background. What I wanted to do was focus on making the metallurgical choices that are going to get a longer lasting rifle and a harder use rifle. And what I mean by that is the alloy choices that I make and the manufacturing process that I put those alloys through. Every single decision that we do and make is made for the long haul.
You made this?
Yeah, we make rifles.
No, you made this. You designed this?
Yeah, I mean, it's my design, my CAD, my everything, my specs. It's our rifle.
Oh, wow.
The only thing we don't do right now is the handguard and the triggers. Handguards I'm designing right now and working on right now.
Have you patented this at all?
There's no patents on the AR-15 that can happen. The AR-15's been around since 1955 when Eugene Stoner created it. We have design patents for our parts.
Yes.
But functional patents, they're not going to be granted by the U.S. Patent Office for anything to do with the AR-15. Like I said, there's nothing that needs to be innovated in terms of function or the way the parts work, interact with each other, interface with each other. The AR-15 is a really rock solid platform already. It's accurate, it's reliable, it's durable, and it can be built out into a multitude of roles for whatever you want to make it for.
So why do they want to get rid of it so bad? Why is this the most boogeyman of guns?
I think people just have a lot of fear in their hearts, and they're not really thinking clearly. Everyone wants kind of an easy solution in this country. There hasn't been a lot of hardship. I don't try to get too political and things like that.
What would you change for a female? This right here is a little bit heavy for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a can on it right now. You just
Okay.
take off the can. If you want to come to my booth, I have a standard that's 6.5 pounds
Yes.
unloaded. And, that's about as light as we're going to go. But 6.5 pounds is obviously not a very heavy rifle. The reason why this is so beefy, our rails, for instance, are made for people who, if you run nods, night vision devices
Yes.
at night, and lasers in the front, IR devices. What that is when you're under night vision, you use an IR beam, and only people with night vision can see the beam.
My husband is smiling, you know that.
That's good. And so this rail limits flex. Flex is an issue when you're on a barricade against a car hood, whatever it is, you're in a prone, you got your full kit on, you're putting about 25, 30 pounds of pressure onto that firearm, onto that weapon system, and you're now, there's something called flex where the rail is going to flex and now your laser is going to shift. So while at 200, 300 yards is going to tell you it's on target, it's actually not, because the rail is now shifting and it's flexing, and so that laser is just not going to be on target. So we beef up our handguards real good to just negate flex completely. Like I said, man, given my background and what I've done and with rifles and all that thing, I'm trying to give as many Americans a hard-to-use, combat-ready rifle that's just going to keep going and going and going. We do a lifetime warranty and everything. If you shoot out your barrel, our barrel will be 1 MOA, and that's an accuracy term, with most mil-spec ammo, so M193, M855, Mark 262.
There's many men out there right now nodding and smiling.
I'm good. That's what I want. And so you're going to get 1 MOA actually for about 15,000 rounds before that bore is going to, that metal alloy is going to degrade so much that it's going to open up and degrade a little bit. But, the industry standard right now is stainless steel alloy for their barrels, and they chrome line them. You're only going to get about 8,000 before that stainless steel opens up. Because stainless steel doesn't have the thermal stability that our high carbon content chrome moly does. And we gas nitride everything.
Marco, you should be interviewing him. This is your wet dream. Come on over here. Come on, Marco. You do know who he is, right? When he starts talking to you, it's going you gotta do it. Come on over.
These kind of things happen if you stand around here.
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, folks, B team's in here now.
So,
All right.
yeah, I was just talking about, I was getting real technical, and that's what I do, man.
Sure.
I look at this, everything this is just a part. This is just a combination of parts, right?
Sure.
Like everything else in the world, your car is just a combination of parts. So, like I said, I focus on the metallurgical aspect of everything. like the industry standard, I would say for the most part is like 3/4 in the AR-15 market is stainless steel alloy that's been chrome lined for the barrel. So that like 416R stainless steel, 417R stainless steel. What we do is 4150 chrome molded. We do that because that's a higher carbon content, and it has higher thermal stability. We gas nitride everything as well and we cut from raw stock. A lot of people cut from blanks,
right?
Because it's quicker and it's faster. We cut from raw stock. The reason I have us cutting from raw stock for our barrels is because when you're forming a part to your tooling, you're actually going to get harder surface hardness from that, because now that part is forming against that real hard tooling, right? Same thing with like the rifling, when you're boring and reaming and rifling that barrel, all of that stuff. In the long run, it does add up, right?
Sure.
Like I was talking to some barrel dude out here, and we were just talking specs, and he was like, "What's your Rockwell?" Rockwell is the manufacturing term for hardness. We're 80 Rockwell on our barrels.
Okay, wow.
Which is extremely hard.
Yeah,
like it's overkill, but it is. That's why we're able to get 15,000 rounds, 1 MOA, actually most mil-spec ammunition, because of the way we're manufacturing, processing, and just making our barrels. Where, like I said, like stainless steel alloys, even if it's chrome lined, it's going to be like 7,000-8,000 before it starts to open up on you. So we're double that already, and we're still just as accurate as everyone else, 1 MOA. And we're doing that because we have a 223 Wild SAAMI chamber, a 1.8 twist, which I think does a better job of stabilizing the mil-spec ammunition, 55 grains, 62, 77 grains. 1.7 twist, I think it's just a little too fast for those. It does. 1.7 is good for a 77 grain, right?
Sure.
But ours is capable of stabilizing a much wider range of ammunition types.
May I translate for a little bit for folks?
Yeah.
All right, first off, this is a beefy weapon. Okay, this has some heft to it. Okay, I carried a lot of M16s, M4s. This thing is substantially heavier. Now, you would think that you don't want heavy, because that's going to wear out the person carrying it. Oh, there we are. What that advantage that he's talking about is, first off, it's going to reduce recoil. Second, the barrel stability that he's talking about. Barrels heat up, and then you start losing accuracy on your round. So all these technical things that he's talking about, he has put the work, the time, and quite frankly, the passion, let's be honest, into this to keep your round on target longer. And that's the purpose of having the extra weight, the extra carbon in his steel, and the extra hardness. So this weapon is going to be very reliable for a very long time.
And it's about like unloaded everything off, right? Like when I build the gun and weigh it, like I weigh every gun before I ship it out, 6.5 pounds, right?
Okay.
It's not that bad.
No, not really. Not really.
No.
What's the life of your barrel? Do you know?
15,000.
I'm 7. How many?
15,000. So you'll have one MOA, 1.5 MOA with most mil-spec ammunition.
Right.
Like I said, you'll get 15,000 rounds before that starts to open up on you. And then I've shot mine up to like 27,000, but I was at like 2.5 MOA. And then at that point, it was like, all right, I'm not going to keep shooting this anymore. But we also offer a lifetime warranty, man. So if you buy a rifle from me, and you shoot out your barrel, just shoot it out. Like you're training, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Send me that receiver back, and I'll swap the barrel out free.
Wow.
Like I don't care.
Wow.
Same with our bolts. Our bolt lifespan is about 50,000. The entire system, because our bolts are 8620, which is the industry standard for the carrier, but we shop P&R steel after it comes out of the heat treatment process. That's a hardening process that adds like fatigue life, fatigue wear, all these things that you want. Our bolt itself is 9310 super alloy, higher carbon content in that than carbon 158, better thermal stability, heat resistant, all of that, and then we gas nitride all of that at the end of it. The like cam nut, firing pin, retaining pin, extractor, all these parts are 4140 heat treated steel that's been gas nitrided. So like I said, 50,000. If you start to see lugs your extractor starting to wear out, things like that, send me it and I'll swap the part out. I don't care. Now things like extractor springs, gas rings, there's nothing you're limited to like the physical world still, right?
Sure.
And so like I can't do anything about that. But like I said, the stuff that actually matters, the stuff that's expensive, hard to find, things like that, that's why. And dude, the big reason why I did all this, like, I want guns that are going to go, like you said, like long strings of fire, you're in an engagement 30, 45 minutes, you know what I mean? Like, you want your rounds still to be making meaningful impacts.
Sure.
But, like, we don't know where the market's going in terms of legislatively, right? I want people who have my rifles to be like, well, I mean, we'll talk, like, politically, you want to talk about if they ban it, like, that's a whole another discussion, but you don't have to worry about shit because your rifle is just going to keep going and going and
Sure.
going.
I mean, think about this. First off, awesome customer service. You don't hear that from many companies. And I own no stock in this company. I just met Matt a few minutes ago. So, I mean, I'm impressed already by this. The customer service there is unparalleled from anything I've heard. Think about what he just said. 15,000 rounds through this barrel, 50,000 through the bolt carrier group. If you shot 100 rounds a day, that's 1,500 days. How many is that in years? Think about that. That's about 6 years worth of shooting.
I mean, I shoot like
100
20
rounds
to
a day.
25,000 rounds a year, but
Right.
I'm also developing rifles.
Right,
I want to
exactly.
break it before anyone else does. Man.
Yeah, no, I get it. You got to find its failure mode
yeah, of
and
course.
correct from there. But how many people are going to shoot 100 rounds a day? This is essentially a barrel for life. And if you do manage to break it, and what's the best way to break something? Issue
Use
it
it.
to a soldier or a Marine,
Yeah,
right?
that's for sure,
we
man.
can break anything.
Yes,
I mean,
100%.
yeah, I mean, I've seen soldiers break tanks for come on now.
Yes.
If you do somehow manage to break this thing, Matt's going to take care of it with it. Matt, that's awesome. This is something to really be proud of.
I am, man, and I'm passionate, and I'm always changing stuff and improving things. Like, I'm looking for weak points in everything, and like, how can I improve this? How can I make it better? Like, I'm never going to be satisfied with this,
Awesome.
and I'm always going to be improving things and just keep doing what I'm doing, man.
That is awesome. I love hearing about an American company doing that. I love seeing a brother warrior succeeding like this. I wish you all the best luck in the
I
world.
appreciate that. Thank you very much.
This one, I got to say, this one might end up in the collection.
I hope it does, man.
Yes, sir.
Shoot me an email. You got my card.
Yes, sir. Hey,
All right.
pleasure talking
Yeah,
to you.
you too, Marco.
All right.
Thank you for having me on.
All right, you're welcome. All right, we're going to get Lucretia back in here. We got a really great personal story coming in. This is going to leave you inspired, probably in tears. And let's go ahead and do this. Lucretia, you coming? Lucretia, you coming back? All right. Because it's going to be Lucretia and Jason.
And then you can look right there and right there.
I just kind of look anywhere. I'm happy I didn't look at the floor.
No, you did good.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Because when he started talking about the guns, my head said, Even though it's, I'm currently offline. Okay. I'm going to need your hotspot in a minute.
Sorry?
I'm going to need your hotspot in a minute. Is that okay?
Okay.
Whoa.
Hey, Dave. Technical issue.
It's just me. Somebody kicked me off a line. I think it was my phone. No worries. I'm on my hotspot. Hey, y'all. Right there. Okay, we're connected. You still connected over there? Yeah. The only reason why I'm thinking that it keeps jumping on and off, there's so many people using the Wi-Fi system right now.
Could
So,
be,
yeah. Hey, Melissa, what is going on? Donnell, did you finally make it? Oh, you're still in Atlanta. Okay, then. You got it, babe? Everything good over there? All right. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
My name is Lucretia Hughes Cooking. We do a nightly show, which is the Real News with Lucretia Hughes. So I am we're doing live right now.
Right.
So I have a question. What makes you great at what you do? Especially with Two Grunts.
Two Grunts, Inc.
What does that mean?
All right, so Two Grunts Inc. is a company that I've invested in that was founded by my friend Matt and him and his brother. They were both Marines.
That's
And,
where the grunt come from.
Yeah. And Matt is also a former police officer in Chicago, and he wanted to design a rifle company that was built to last. It's a step above all your other AR-15s.
Okay.
And because I knew them very well, I went to Matt's wedding, and I've known them for a while. I wanted to invest in their company because I believe in the product and I believe in them. And I think it's great to have veteran-owned, made-in-America companies.
So it's American-made.
Yep.
Veterans owned, and also, what else did you just say?
Everything's made in America, and but it's built to last. So the
That
purpose,
part.
the purpose of the platform is
Yes.
we want something that's gonna last no matter what you throw at it. Your standard AR-15, you might get 8,000 rounds out of the barrel. We can get 15,000 plus. Our bolt carrier group is 50,000 rounds plus, and we have a lifetime warranty. So if anything goes wrong with your barrel or any component in your rifle, you send it back to us, we'll replace it.
Now, the guy that was just here with the beefy rifle,
Yep.
when you say you can get more firepower out of your rifle before, it starts having issues, but you are guaranteeing with a lifetime warranty, or is it just the accessories, the whole part, the whole gun?
thing. Yeah. So if, like, say you shoot 10, 15,000 rounds and you start to see something going wrong with your barrel, accuracy's down or whatever, send it back to us, we'll replace it. That's how confident we are that these things are going to be built to last. We wanted something that, with his experience as a Marine and his experience as a police officer, he understood what's needed in those kind of professions. So we wanted something that's optimized for duty, for Marines, any military, police officers, but also available to citizens, because we want stuff to protect our families and our loved ones, and of course the country if ever need to be, right? So we want something that's reliable. When you pick it up, you don't have to wonder, is it going to work? It's always going to function.
Do you feel like y'all get attacked because it's the weaponry and the machinery that y'all make is on the hot list to get rid of, that our government don't want it in law in our hands?
So that's always an issue, but I feel like personally, because of the Second Amendment and our love for the country and our Constitution and what our founders wanted, it's worth the effort to stand for that regardless. There's always going to be people that try to strip our rights, but if we don't stand for them, it makes it easier. So we got to stand for our rights.
Now, when it comes to that, do y'all have a big box store? Do y'all have online, or do you have to come to conventions in order for people to find out?
So currently, we're not in a big box store or anything like that. It's all online. Matt makes all the weapons himself.
Himself?
Yes.
He don't have a crew?
Not yet. We're relatively new. We've only been around for a couple of years.
Wow.
We're doing this to try to get out there so people know about our company and the quality that we're building. I like to say it's the last AR you'll ever need, because it's built to last. That's how good it is. I have 2 of them myself. They're great weapons.
What's your website?
It's twogrunts.inc.com.
I'm gonna giggle every time you do this, okay? It is twogrunts.inc.com. Wait a minute, I'm trying to get out of the two. I want to say 2 old grunts, but it's not that. Ask him what, Dave? Dave? Okay. Did he say something? Maybe I did.
No.
Twogrunts.com. So when they get on your website, what's the landing page? How do they get to know a little bit more about your company? Even if they don't want to purchase, they want to invest to help y'all grow. What do people have to do?
So there's information sections, like you go onto the tab that lists the table of contents, and they'll have pages that's about us, why our weapon is better than others, what makes it special, which is the metallurgical stuff that Matt likes to talk about, the details of. I'm not as nerdy on that stuff as he is, but it's important, and so we break all that down, and it also, you can buy individual parts if you don't want to buy a whole rifle. But we have 3 standard rifles. We have the standard, the duty optimized, and the suppressor optimized. Obviously, the bigger 2, the duty and the suppressor, are higher quality, but they're all top quality. I mean, we're trying to be like Daniel Defense and some of your bigger companies, but at a lower price point. We want that quality, but affordability. So basically, we're cutting out the fluff and focusing on what makes this a streamlined, solid rifle that's going to last you no matter what.
He makes them all himself.
Yep.
Did he have to jump through y'all? Did y'all have to jump through some hoops to get started?
So he actually went and trained to learn how to manufacture everything. Myself, I'm just an investor. I'm a good friend of his. I met him through his wife, who's a lawyer in Chicago. And
whoa. Y'all from Illinois? He's from Illinois?
We were originally, yeah. He lives in Michigan. I moved out of Illinois for a different reason.
Isn't like the Michigan gun laws and different things a little bit stricter?
Not as bad as Illinois, but yeah, they have issues. I live in Tennessee. We don't, we're pretty free there.
I'm here from Georgia, so there you go. We are free. See, that's the issue with me. Your friend isn't in the most gun-friendly zone in America. Do you feel like if he does get established and get bigger than what he is, will he move out of there to be in a more gun-friendly area?
I'm not sure really on that. I don't think that's the idea right now. I think basically, we try to work within the system to keep it a gun-free area. I'm not gun-free, but what I'm saying?
Yes.
For rights,
Yes.
the gun rights people. So like this morning, for example, we went to a breakfast that was all about Michigan legislation that's going on and how to keep things pro Second Amendment.
Wow.
And because we have to stand up for these things. We have to pay attention to what's going on. Everybody looks at the federal stuff, but nobody thinks about statewide stuff.
Well, right now, at the federal level alone, there's over 20,000 pieces of laws hitting and chipping away at the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
So then you have other states that, like Georgia and Tennessee. Our laws, you go to Tennessee, I can come to Georgia, you come to Georgia, I come to Tennessee, there's no problem.
Right.
Constitution carry everything. But we know a lot of these states up north, every year, they have another law chipping at the states' rights. They have another law chipping at the 2A. How do you feel? That's what I'm more concerned about, because if two old grunts, if two grunts does explode, is blessed, it is a successful area, it's going to make him an easier target, for especially because he manufactures his own weaponry and he builds them from scratch. Do he have a buffer zone?
So I feel that, again, just to reiterate, that you got to stand for your rights, even if it means standing by yourself. Sometimes you got to stand up, right? Otherwise, that's how we lose them. One blessing that we do have is we know a lot of lawyers. His wife's a lawyer. I'm friends with many, many lawyers, because, my story, just a short version of it, is I actually spent 15 years in prison for a crime I didn't commit. That's how I know his wife. She works in the wrongful conviction movement. And so when I got out, I became friends with Matt and went to their wedding and, just became really good friends.
Did you see me being flinched when you said I did? I didn't flinch.
No, it's, it happens a lot more than people realize. Don't get me wrong, there are people that belong in prison. There are some bad people out there. But unfortunately, mistakes happen, and then there are some bad apples out there that do bad work, But overwhelmingly, I think most police officers are good. I actually trained police cadets today in Illinois to try to change that, the way they do things, so that maybe
you
we
got
don't
a heart
get as
of
many.
gold, because most of that would have turned people in animosity.
But negativity doesn't help, right? It hurts you. It doesn't hurt them. I try to take all that negative and turn it into a positive thing, because I can dwell on the past and not go anywhere in my life and just hurt myself, or I can turn it into a positive, find meaning and purpose in it, and move forward and become a stronger person and do something good for the world. So that's what I try to do.
Thank you for standing by your friend.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like two old grunts.
Two grunts equal. I know, you're going to keep calling it that, but that's okay.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Wow.
But I feel
Anything else?
blessed.
Yeah.
I just feel blessed to be able to be here to do this and to be a part of their company and, and
bring
spread
some
information.
business cards so we can take it in, actually, because we do a nightly show.
Okay.
Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. We take articles from all around the world. If it goes against God, family, or country, military, anything that we believe in as American citizens, I rip them a new one. Your story alone, I would just like to talk to you about that.
Okay. Well, so I spent 15 years in prison for a crime I didn't commit. I was sentenced to 46 years for 2 counts of first-degree murder for the murder of a person I'd never met in my life. And it all started because I wasn't a saint when I was younger.
None of us was.
Drank a lot and partied and did stupid things, and but I never killed anybody. I never hurt anybody. But I had this police officer that didn't like me, wanted me to be a snitch, and I told him I didn't know anything. And he said that if I didn't cooperate, he would make my life a living hell. And 2 weeks later, I was arrested for a crime I didn't commit. I had a co-defendant who I didn't even know on the night in question that he had arrested and basically coerced to say that he saw me commit this crime. And that guy got a year, where I got 46 years.
Dude, he didn't like you
No,
at all.
he didn't like me.
Please
No.
tell me he's not on the force anymore.
I don't think he still works on the force, but he still is involved with like training stuff. So it's hard to get rid of bad cops, unfortunately, in Illinois. But the thing that I try to focus on is not, is he still there or not there? I mean, it'd be great if he wasn't, but how can we ensure that we have better police in the future?
Yeah,
Because
but you're not the only person he done effed up in life.
That's true.
Come on now.
No, Illinois actually is the worst in the union for wrongful convictions. We have more wrongful convictions than any other state. And especially, so my case was Lake County, which is north of Chicago. Cook County, which is Chicago, has had some very horrible police experiences. They had one officer named Guevara who has over 40 wrongful convictions attached to his name. He's no longer working as a police officer, but nothing
How you
happened to
rectify
him.
and say help those people and make them whole?
So you can't. I mean, there's certain things that you never get over. You're always going to have certain issues. It's almost like being in your own kind of war.
Mm-hmm.
You have a certain degree of PTSD that comes with it. But unfortunately, some states don't even have restitution for those people. You know, you can't sue. You can't get any kind of help to rebuild your life.
Is that Chicago? Is that
No,
Illinois?
Illinois actually has a system where the state will pay you a maximum, no matter how much time you do, a maximum of like $230,000. That's it. But you can sue the
You see me
police.
blink?
Yeah, it's
That's
pitiful.
15 years out of your life.
Yeah. So I actually sued them and got a little bit more. Nothing like what I felt I deserved for what I lost, because you can't put a price on your life like that.
Or
you
the
know?
hearing streams. I used to work at USP Atlanta,
Right.
which is the federal pen. Was you state or fed?
No, it was state, but
Oh,
it was a federal court that reversed my conviction though. So
You went to the state jail in Illinois. That's
Yeah.
horrible. They should have shipped you down here.
yeah, well, it's unfortunately that's the way
And
it
now
works.
you're a walking testimony for everybody else to get
Absolutely.
your story out there to let people know there's life after.
There's people that have had it worse. I mean, one of my good friends that helped me learn the law while I was inside was also wrongfully convicted. He spent 42 years of his life in prison for something he didn't do. He just got out this past year. He's going to be going to Northwestern to become a lawyer now.
Good.
Yeah,
Maybe
so-
he could save other people. Wait
Yes.
a minute. I mean, he's in his 60s, 70s.
He's up. Well, he was like 18, 19 when he got arrested. So he's up there. Yeah, he's in
He
his
lost
late
his whole
50s,
life?
early 60s. Yep.
Wow. Okay, you got to come on my show. We're going to talk more and more
Absolutely.
and more. So let's have some fun. I'm going to get
And
ready
I'm writing
to-
a book.
Wait a minute. Are you just going to stand by me and say, not to, you know what? Thank you. You're writing a book. What's the name of the book?
The working title right now is Rebel with a Cause. I'm about 14 chapters in, hoping to have it done by the end of the year.
Give it to me. Send it me. Hey, Dave. Do you have a business card, please? Did you, Dave? Never mind. Hold on. That's my husband. And trust me when I say I have him on his feet.
I will add this. I do
Go
feel
ahead.
blessed that I have a great family. My
Yes.
mother and my grandmother especially stood by me through all of it. I always say I was fighting a war and they were my special forces. So, yeah, I feel very blessed for that.
Or did they come here?
No, my grandparents live in Arizona, but
Mm-hmm.
we're moving them out to Tennessee. My mom lives in Tennessee, but I came here alone because, you know, we're here for work.
Well,
more
you're
than
just a hop,
anything.
skip, and a jump anyway.
Yeah.
Where from in Tennessee?
Just north of Nashville.
Tell them to hurry up with the roads. Just tell them to hurry up fixing the roads, okay?
Well, that's one good thing I'll say that we're better than Illinois with is when we start construction, we actually finish it before we add 20 other projects. Illinois will take 5 years to do one road. It's
Thank
terrible.
you. I'm where he go? Old Glory Bank. Oh, okay.
All right. Well, and I'll bring you some business cards of ours.
Thank you, please, and I can get them out here.
All right. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. It was wonderful to
Absolutely.
talk to you.
Hello, Mr. Eller. So y'all, I got bags under my eyes. You can't see them. I'm complaining. I am complaining. Dave, I was just trying to see lives just to see who's on here. Do I need to get on your Wi-Fi, your hotspot? Does it matter? Everything is slow. So it's not just us. I thought it was just my computer. Okay. So everybody, I hope you're seeing this, and I hope that it's picking up very, very well. And Mr. Eller and Ron, y'all come on.
I'm trying to get my prop glasses.
Armalite rifle, not an assault rifle. Hey, Chris Webb, did you not see me get up and walk away when they started talking about technical stuff about a rifle? Then Chris Webb is literally trying to tell me exactly about rifles. Chris, we ain't gonna go there, sir. Just, we're not gonna do that.
See, these are my prop glasses. They don't reflect.
Dave,
That way people can see your eyes.
he got prop glasses over here of the company, how to get the product. I will start asking that of these companies. Julia. Hey, Julia. No, I'm just reading the lives. I've had to refresh my computer umpteen times. even with my phone. And I'm sorry, let me turn off the volume. Everybody and their grandma decided to call this morning. I have no idea why. All right, you ready?
Well, I guess.
Can you see Mr. Eller?
Brought my map.
I love it.
Nobody knew where.
Wait a minute, that don't look like Louisiana. That's Alabama.
That's Mississippi.
I was close. Okay, everybody. Okay. We good? All right. Everybody, I know you remember the show, Chris Webb. Remember the show that I did an interview with Ron Eller. He is running for the second Congressional United States of Alabama. He said Mississippi. Mississippi Delta at that.
That is correct. Here, I'll show them my map.
I got you. Yes. So why don't you call it the Delta region?
Well, you know, I will tell you that's truly what it is. The second congressional district consists of 30 counties. 16 of those 30 counties are in the top 100 poorest counties in the nation. 5 in the top 10. When we talk poor, we can talk the Mississippi Delta. And if you looked at Mississippi as a whole, there are 4 congressional districts. If you just looked at the 1st, the 3rd, and the 4th congressional districts,
yes,
Mississippi would actually be in about the middle of all the states out there from an economic standpoint. It's that the 2nd congressional district brings down the entire state from an economic standpoint. That is the responsibility and problem of Benny Thompson.
Wow.
Benny, 2 years ago, we have what's called the Yazoo Backwater Project or Yazoo Pump Project. Mississippi's economy is based on agriculture. It brings in over $8 billion a year to the state. And we have flooding throughout the Delta every year. Well, the Yazoo Pump Project or Backwater Project is a series of levees that have been built. And they were going to install the pumps 2 years ago. This has been going on since 1940. And Benny went to the EPA, got that blocked so that they could not install those pumps. That creates flooding within the district, and that takes away the ability to grow a third crop. We could actually grow a third crop in Mississippi every year.
So what are the 2 main crops in the Delta that y'all grow?
Well, the main crops that are grown in the Delta, of course, cotton, soybeans, corn, and catfish farms.
See, that's what I'm saying. If they do you want the levees to close or not?
We definitely want them to be closed because then we can control the amount of water that's in there to keep it from flooding those fields. We can keep the provide for irrigation and things as needed.
Because every time I'm thinking of the Delta, that's that old southern way, the bluesy area, like you said, cotton. You have the catfish, tilapia, and then it is like the crust of the United States.
It is.
When it comes to the South, is the Delta region.
Well, and when you look at Mississippi, a lot of great things have come from there. We've got the blues from there, things like Muddy Waters, B.B. King.
Yes.
Snoop Dogg is from Mississippi.
Y'all got a great culture.
We do, and there have been a lot of firsts that come out of Mississippi. The very first heart transplant happened in Mississippi. Lung transplants, all these kind of medical breakthroughs have actually come out of Mississippi. And people think, oh, Mississippi, a bunch of rednecks and things like that. Recently, national testing and stuff shows that our 4th and 8th graders are #1 in the nation.
That's something to brag about.
It is.
Because anytime people want to say Mississippi, they always saying backwards. Mississippi isn't backwards.
And then you want to hear this, oh, they're racist. Well, gee, half the people I know are interracial marriages. And, when you look across the South and when you look across the United States, it's not a red America, blue America, white America, black America. We're all Americans, and we have to be united for that common good. If we're not, then we will not succeed as a state or as a nation. And, I will tell you, the political elite wish to keep us divided. Because if I can keep you divided, I can control you. United we stand, divided we fall. That was part of Patrick Henry's speech, March 1799, his last public address. It talks about this in the books of Luke and Matthew in the Bible. A kingdom that's divided is a house that'll fall.
Amen.
Well, we need to stay with the faith of God and our country and be united as brothers and sisters.
How much help do you need?
I need more help than you could ever imagine. I actually ran last time. I raised a total of $60,000. I spent $160,000. So don't tell my wife. You know,
We're not going to get you in trouble, okay?
I'm not what you call affluent.
So when you
I
have
work as
those
a
30
PA in
different
cardiac
ones,
surgery,
right.
and I'm retired military. I own a small business, outdoor industry, making hunting-related products. Hence, one of the reasons why I'm here at the NRA convention, and to see my friend Lucretia.
You have 30 different counties
Yes,
that
ma'am.
you must, campaign in. Do you have surrogates to go
I
to
wish
these?
I did. I have about 10 real good volunteers, and I need a volunteer, a captain in every county. And, you know, we need to develop, just like Amway, I got to develop a downline, because without that downline, you know, it probably will not happen. But it needs to happen. I also happen to be the chairman for term limits. Psalms 109:8. May his days be few, may another take his position of leadership. I don't think most politicians like me because they want to go there as a lifetime career.
No.
It wasn't meant to be a lifetime career. You go there, you do the job, you get it done, and you move out and draw a fire so that another young person can step up and take the mantle, take those reins to lead our nation. Because our nation doesn't need to be led by old people, and I realize I'm kind of an old guy, but I'm young, fit to fight day or night. Hoorah.
Here's a question. How can people find out more about you, and how do they get in contact with you?
The easy way to find out more about me is go to my website, voteroneller.com. That's voteroneller.com. That's ELLER. For the military folks out there, that's Echo Lima, Lima, Echo Romeo, just like here on my shirt. And if you wanted to call me directly, you can get me on my toll-free number, 888-355-3722. That's 888-355-3722. That's Eller22, because in 22 I started a mission to take back the Delta and make Mississippi and America great once again.
You might need to do a bus tour.
Oh, I agree. You know, when you look at the district, it's about 300 miles long. It's about 100 miles wide. It's bigger than some states out there. And that's just the 2nd Congressional District. The 2nd Congressional District runs the entire length of the state, north and south, and it's everything basically west of I-55, and there's a few counties east of I-55. You know, it's a big land mass.
Wow. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
That looked like, I don't know what that looked like. We're just going to see. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate it. But this is great.
Sometime I'm going to have to tell you this story here.
Yes.
This deals with my head injury right here.
What happened?
Well, what happened is I had a previous neck surgery years ago.
Yes, go ahead.
And when I had that, they did a spinal fusion using cadaver bone. I'm working in my front yard. It's July 18th. My wife is at Myrtle Beach with the grandbabies and stuff. And every time I walked in and out of the flower bed, this one crepe myrtle branch was hitting me on the top of the head. I said, it's got to go. I go up the garage. I got out some loppers. I came back. I cut it off. A bigger branch drops down. It's hanging over the driveway. And I looked a little further up. When I did, that previous neck surgery came apart. And when it did, it shut off the flow of spinal fluid. My eyes spun. I went face first into concrete. I wake up a couple minutes later, and I know how long I was out because Nellie, stomping in my Air Force Ones, just started playing with my hearing aids.
Yes.
And when I woke up, it was just finishing. The fire ants are eating me. I cannot move my arms. I can't move my legs, and I'm a mute. And I'm like, God, I'm having a brainstem stroke. I'm going to...
And you was listening to Nelly Air Force Ones.
Uh-huh.
Well, I like your type of music.
Well, I can show you my playlist.
Stomping in my Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
That is not the song you need to be knocked over the head with.
Well, you know, I cringe every time I hear that song come on these days because of that. So anyhow, I'm laying there and I said, God, you know, I know you're not done with me. You gave me things you wanted me to do. And, you know, I need to see my wife at least one more time so I can tell her what she means to me. And I figure, you know, I'm going to stop breathing in the next 3 to 5 minutes because I'm thinking I'm having a brainstem stroke since I can't move either side. I know enough of medical stuff to know these things. And I said, I know this is nothing more than the story of Job. The devil is testing me to see if I'll curse you. And I will not curse you. And I said, I need you to rise me up just like you did Lazarus in John 11.
Amen.
Bring me up from the dead. And I have that faith that you can do this. Matthew 17:20, truly I tell you, if you had that faith as small as a mustard seed, you could tell that mountain to move from here to there, and it would move. And since I'm fighting the devil, I got to put on the full armor of God. Ephesians 6:10 through 18. I need you to give me the strength to get up off this ground. And I got to where I could move my left arm, and I pushed myself off my face. And that's all I could do, is like this with my left arm, and I used those 2 fingers. I got my phone out of my pocket, and I called my youngest son, and he's like, Dad, I got to where I could say a couple words. I said, I need your staff. He came immediately. By the time he got there, I could still just do this with my left arm. Couldn't even raise my shoulder.
Wow.
I could move the fingers on both hands, and I could speak. He sits me up and he says, I'm calling the ambulance. I said, no, because we live about 10 miles from a hospital that's not a stroke center. I said, I don't know, I'm not having a stroke. Get me in your car. We're going to the hospital where I work at. He drags me, that's the Mississippi Delta there. So he drags me into his car, and I'm talking to my boss, FaceTiming him. That's that right there. And he says, well, how long till you're here? I said, Dr. Kennedy, it's 9:13. We'll be there at 9:30. He said, Ron, you live over 20 miles from here. You got to get through what we call the stack, the big interchange and all that. There's no way. I said, Dr. Kennedy, I've done this too many times for emergencies for other people. We'll be there. At 9:30, we pulled into the parking lot of the ER. He's outside with a stretcher, backboard, collar, and a couple other folks. Within 5 minutes, I was in the scanner. I had labs going, IV fluid going, and on steroids. And this is my first scan. There's my previous spine surgery.
Oh, wow.
And you can see the spinal fluid coming down and right where it stopped.
Oh, wow.
Just, I don't know if that's being recorded, but...
Oh, yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay. Gee, I didn't know we were on air or not. So anyhow, they put me in a room, and they, like, in 2 days, we're going to do your surgery. And I talked to my wife, and I said, well, I'm in the hospital. I fell and hit my head. And she said, well, I'll pack up the grandkids. We'll be on our way back. I said, no, you just stay there. There's nothing that you can do. It's just, this is nothing. I was kind of lying my pants off because I'm thinking, well, one of a couple things can happen. Either I live through surgery or I die. I either get it up and can walk again, or I'm in a wheelchair the rest of my life. A couple days later, when she got back to Mississippi, she's like, butthead, what did you do?
And I'm glad that God is not finished with you yet.
So 2 nights before surgery, a little boy in the room next to me, 25 years old, had aortic valve surgery 3 days earlier, and he went into cardiac arrest. I had him get me up, went next door and ran his code and got him back because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. There was nobody there. Wow. The next morning, the plastic surgeon comes in, and this is a picture of me. Plastic surgeon talking to me, lifts up the dressing. He says, Ron, this is not going to look like nothing. It's just going to be a cut across your forehead, a simple line when I get done. He said, there's only one bad thing. Your eyebrows are going to go somewhere north. I said, you mean like Nancy Pelosi?
Oh, well.
And he laughs. He says, oh, God, no. He says, I got to cut out a 2-inch wide strip all the way across. I've already got you booked for surgery in 2 weeks. Your eyebrows are going to be all the way at your hairline. I said, don't tell me that. He says, hey, trust me. We're going to shave them off then. I'll do electrolysis, kill the hair root. We're going to tattoo some eyebrows on you. It'll be okay.
Your eyebrows grow back.
Well, I wake up in the anesthesia recovery unit. They just took out the breathing tube. He's standing there laughing. I said, what's so funny, Dr. Howe? He says, I forgot you were so darn bald. I cleaned that up a lot. He says, I pulled it all this way. Your eyebrows didn't move at all. So this is my scan rate after surgery. And you can see the spinal fluid is flowing once again.
Hey, man, you're a walking testimony, and now you got to win that race.
Yes, ma'am. Well, there's other parts of this. I know I showed you that before when I first talked about this, and my boss laughed at me. My wife and I were at Sam's Club, and that was laying out in the parking lot.
This is what you found in the parking lot?
Yeah. I told you, because I carry it with me. I also carry this with me pretty much so everywhere I go too, because when I was in the ER, Catholic hospital and stuff, clergy was there, and they put that in my hand. And
at least they didn't give you your last rites.
Well, they know me. No,
okay.
They know me. And so I've been carrying that made out of olive wood ever since.
That is so cool.
To find a lapel pin that reads United States Congress in the parking lot of Jackson, Mississippi.
You know whose it was. Thank you, sir. I'm going to continue interviewing Old Glory Bank. What, do I look sleepy?
They're good. Old Glory Bank.
Yes.
I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. You got to come back tomorrow. No, but you get ready to go, right?
what time you want me here?
We'll be doing tomorrow from 3 to 6. We're going to close out the NRA convention.
I will see if I can't be here because Monday morning I'm back on duty, so
Okay.
I got to drive back to Mississippi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I have a cup of coffee? Something?
Now I'll get rid of my prop glasses.
You're going to get rid of your prop glass.
See, they don't reflect.
Anything. Anything.
I'm not
Thank
as
you,
dumb as I look. I don't care what my wife
Well,
says.
did you bring her?
Huh?
You brought your wife with you?
Well, I tried to bring her by yesterday and you were gone. And today I couldn't get her out of bed. She said,
Not today?
We walked too much. She's laying up in the hotel room.
I know how she feels. All right.
Well, I don't know. My Apple Watch said I only
No,
walked
you can,
15,000
yeah.
steps.
Hey, Eric, I live right here.
All right.
So do you know John Rich or any of them other persons?
Oh yeah, they're on our board. He's
And he's going to be here tonight, right?
he's singing tonight. That's
Thank
right.
you, Julia, for putting up voteroneller.com. I appreciate it. Hey, Pumpkin, good morning. You got great feedback, sir, Mr. Eller. You got great feedback.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeah.
All right,
You want my
everybody.
direct cell phone number? I'll write it on there.
Here we go.
All right, next one. I'm just looking up, making sure I get you. Hey, Todd. Hey, Addie. Good morning. What's going on, Amy? How are you doing out there? First and fourth graders are the number one in education. Holy cow! And that's the Mississippi Delta when it comes to that. Hey, Wanda, what is going on? Hey, Javita. Hey, Elena. All right, everybody. Our next guest, like I said, this is like the co-founder, idea maker of Old Glory Bank. Now, remember yesterday we had an interview with one of the spokespersons for Old Glory Bank. You know how I have been railing against Bank of America, Regions Bank, because we didn't know we had any other options out there. Now we have an option that actually believes in what we believe, in the whole God, family, and country highest regard. And they're not going to give your information away to the highest bidder. And go ahead was that too much?
No, that was wonderful.
Okay,
Thanks.
Go ahead.
Thanks for being interested in what we're doing. I'm Eric Oldhausen with Old Glory Bank. We are a proudly pro-America bank that promises not to cancel its customers for their views or the industry they operate in, such as the firearms industry. Those are rare positions for a bank to take, but it's something that we felt was very much needed in this country in the era of cancel culture, in the era of denigrating our country and its traditional values, in the era of not providing the proper respect for our law enforcement, first responders, and military, and respect for the flag. And so a couple of years ago, some proud patriots joined me in this mission to form a bank that would serve all, so long as anyone who is lawfully operating. We're a law and order bank. We're pro-Constitution, and we believe in everyone's right to think what they think, regardless of what that is. Very analogous to free speech. When we started to circulate this idea, we got some really prominent folks interested in what we were doing. And so one of my co-founders is John Rich, country singer John Rich, and entrepreneur. He's got a lot of interesting things that he does with Redneck Riviera and so forth. He's actually performing this evening at the NRA annual convention here. But John Rich is one of my co-founders. On our board are Secretary Ben Carson, Larry Elder, so two former presidential candidates in the U.S. Bill Shine is our executive chairman. He was Trump's deputy chief of staff in the previous administration, the first administration. Also ran Fox News, was a co-president of Fox News. So great conservative, and one who is very supportive of today's administration. We have Sean Spicer just recently joined our board. He was a press secretary in Trump's first administration, and the former governor of Oklahoma, Mary Fallon Christensen, two-term Republican governor and congresswoman from Oklahoma, also serves on our board. And our mission really is threefold. First is to promote America and its greatness and everything that falls under that. Second is to deliver on a commitment to our customers to not cancel them for their views or the industry they operate in. And then thirdly, it is to protect the privacy of our customers' data. And this is something very critical that so few large banks have done, and in fact, it just this egregious breach of trust of their customers that was revealed last year. In particular, Jim Jordan led some hearings in Congress that
the January the 6ers and the people that went to Washington D.C.
That's right, and just for merely being in D.C. and maybe buying a cup of coffee, maybe not even being around the Capitol, your transaction data was being shared with the feds, with the FinCEN, which is the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, part of the Treasury Department, and the FBI. And this isn't just conjecture. This was actual congressional testimony and evidence shown of the emails of where the banks, big banks, Chase, KeyBank, PNC, Citi, Wells Fargo, you name it, B of A, were searching their databases of who happened to shop at Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop and therefore might be a firearms owner and therefore might be a domestic terror. Just this ridiculous leap in logic just for exercising your constitutional rights. And so to that I will say Old Glory Bank is a law and order bank. We believe in the Constitution. So if we were served a lawful subpoena, yes, we would honor that, but that's a specific request that's court order in essence. That's not at all what these banks were doing.
Do you feel like y'all going to get canceled by the council culture because y'all are a step above all the rest of the banks and you're not, heeling to the toe of the federal government? Do you feel like they're going to zero in on y'all?
We, I suppose we do stick our neck out for taking those positions, but we are a fully compliant, lawfully operating bank. We're FDIC insured. We feel that it's worth it. I mean, if it's not us, someone needs to form avenues and channels for these positions, and really a market-based solution in our case in the financial sector. I'll point out to your viewers and listeners that we have customers in every state of the union. So even though it is an Oklahoma bank, single location in a very proud
Please
town.
Please don't say Tulsa, Oklahoma.
It is Elmore City, Oklahoma.
Okay.
A beautiful little town, actually the home of Footloose. It was the inspiration of the movie Footloose.
6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
That, you got it. Even though that movie was set in Colorado, the actual story that it was based on was Elmore City, Oklahoma, where oddly, they didn't allow banking or dancing at the local school or in church up until 1980, and the movie came out in '84. But so even though we have one location there, when we bought the bank just over 2 years ago, we layered a digital bank or digital branch on top of that, and that has allowed us to open accounts and have customers clear across the country, every state of the union. I'll point out just as a measure of how well our message and our offering has been received. We had just several hundred customers when we bought the bank. It was a 120-year-old bank, but it only had a few hundred customers. And after introducing phenomenal online banking and great mission statement of Old Glory Bank and the great people behind it, we went to over 55,000 customers in less than 2 years in every state of the union, consumers as well as businesses. And we have, and I truly mean this, phenomenal online banking and digital banking, mobile banking tools, to where it really is. The Old Glory Bank app is a financial app of apps. You can monitor your other, we recognize people might still have an Amex or a credit card from another institution or a home loan somewhere else. That's natural. You're going to have multiple relationships. Within the Old Glory Bank app, you can view all of that. You don't have to open up 5 different apps to see where you spent your money last Friday night. You can just open up our app and view all of those relationships. For our service men and women, did I talk about Old Glory Protect?
I'll get ready to ask you that.
Okay, great.
I heard yesterday
that
is it Leo's veterans that if they pass away, the life insurance of $100,000 will be hand delivered to these to the family of the officers or the veterans. Am I correct?
Let me clarify because it's every active military member. And every what we call a protector. So that includes military, any branch, Guard, reservists, as well as first responders, firefighters, including volunteer firefighters, police, border patrol. So anyone that we call a protector, if you, God forbid, should lose your life in the line of duty, so it's for active workers, it's a $100,000 line of duty death benefit that would go to the beneficiaries of that family, God forbid, should they offer that ultimate sacrifice there.
Have you thought about offering the initial first time joining your bank a term life policy, maybe for like $10,000, basic term life for every bank account that's open at a set fee, and if something happened, that goes straight to the family and the benefits, and that's just another beneficial way of bringing more customers into Old Glory Bank.
It's a great idea. We don't currently offer those kinds of insurance products, but insurance certainly is a natural evolution for us. Wealth management and other investment vehicles. Today we're more for middle America, your checking account, your household account, savings, home loans, and for small businesses, great checking and savings, as well as commercial loans, credit products. But no, I think insurance, those are great ideas. So for what I mentioned, for the active military and first responders, that line of duty death benefit is for free, so long as they bank with us and do just a minimum direct deposit with us, just to actually be using the account. They get that benefit for free. We're paying that premium behind the scenes. For veterans, you mentioned veterans. We do several things within our app. For all of our customers, they can opt in. It's purely optional, but they can select to do charitable roundups. And there are several veterans organizations that we have listed as the beneficiaries that someone can choose from. Folds of Honor is one. America's Vet Dogs is another. We've got, we'll be introducing some others pretty soon for supporting veterans. We also have a program for homeless veterans called the McFadden Project, named after the father of one of our operational managers, whose father was a veteran, struggled with PTSD over the years, and we have introduced something for banking services for homeless veterans who have difficulty getting an account if they don't have a place for, an actual residence for your, to designate for. Typically, that's needed to open an account.
Can I be like the branch holder of this, because I'm the Georgia Communications Director for the Veterans for America First organization. I do nightly shows, right, and I do a lot of interviews with people that are trying to open up tiny homes for veterans, trying to get homeless veterans off the street, service people, sheriffs, military. I have a lot of these people that come on the show that I interview. I do, like I said, 2 hours a night, so I do 2 guests a night.
Okay.
So how can I bridge that to start saying, hey, have you thought about going to Old Glory Bank? You're trying to get together to do this homeless shelter. You're trying to, bring in agriculture for our veterans. Yeah. You're standing up for the 2A. Have you thought about starting with Old Glory Bank and starting that way? How can I be the one to bridge that gap with the Pumpkins, with the Chris Reeds, with the people that watches the show on a regular that is tired of these big mega banks and want to get back to America First banks?
Yeah. We let's talk. I mean, I think we really offer something for that audience. We've built in for this McFadden project that I was talking about. We have found ways to lighten the load of the documentation that's needed for opening an account for those homeless veterans. Our technology allows to where you can have, you don't need the physical debit card. You can pay, with your phone, just a virtual card, so that getting a card sometimes can be a challenge, or keeping one can be a challenge for people who don't have a secure home environment. So we should absolutely talk. I would love to tell you more.
And you need to partner with homeless veterans communities.
Yes.
And at least be like one of the resources for certain organizations, because when you think of the homeless veterans, it's usually like 2 or 3 people start together and they try to create something because they used to be.
Yes.
So I know in the last 2 months I have interviewed 10 different people 3 in Georgia, 2 in Tennessee, 1 in Montana, 1 in Colorado, and another in Texas. And they are all starting tiny home communities or homeless veterans communities where they have already started getting grants, and now they're trying to figure out what to do. And you could be the grant holder.
Yeah, that's great.
And then be a great source of information for all the veterans that's coming off the street, some place to put their benefits that could build cash value over time, start helping them with prepping a financial house in order while getting them back up on their feet. They need someone like Old Glory and not like a Bank of America.
Yes, absolutely.
And now I have somebody to point to. Have you heard of Old Glory? Because they can do it.
Yeah.
And when you win the lifetime with the life insurance, because that's something that most people never have. They have bank accounts. They don't have life insurance.
No, I'm making note of your suggestions. I love how you think, and that's fantastic. So we are excited to be doing what we're doing, and we are always trying to think of what more we can do. Again, I say we've got a national digital footprint, customers every state of the union, and that's something a typical community bank of our size doesn't have the scale or the scope to be able to put so much investment in technology, and they're more focused on the geographic footprint and locality of where they are. And that's one thing that we're excited about, is that with our mission and the values that we're espousing, really can reach clear across the country. Anyone can go to oldglorybank.com and learn more, can open an account over their phone or online. And so it really is, I think, as we're seeing, a very impactful vehicle, market-based solution to promote all these great things about our country in the financial sector, which is one that the big players really have been abusing and not helping patriots like you're here today at the NRA show, exercising their freedoms and rights, and that's something Old Glory Bank is here to do for everyone.
So everybody, this is Eric from Old Glory Bank, and he stands for God, family, country, and whoever president sitting up there right now named Trump. Thank you. So you got to read. Did my husband give you the business card?
I'm going to get it.
You did?
Yeah.
So that means you get to come on the show. You don't mind coming on our nightly show?
Would love that. Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, we're now starting Prepper 101.
Okay.
There's so many people that have no idea and it's unkind of settled.
Yeah.
And we're trying to show people how to prep the right way.
Okay.
And they need a great bank account to
Absolutely.
do that.
Great.
So,
Thanks for your interest. I love chatting
Thank
with
you.
And so you're local here?
I live in Loganville.
Yeah, okay, great. I'm right here in Atlanta, in Midtown. So
no one stays in Atlanta. You're going to have to come on out there to Loganville.
I'm happy to do it. Happy to do it.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you. All right.
Oh, y'all bringing me a flamethrower. I don't think. Hey, baby. Yes, okay. Hi.
Hello.
I get to touch a flamethrower.
That's right.
Chris Reed, watch yourself. Look at this. Okay, am I holding it right?
Yeah.
Who we hurting? Who we hurting?
It'd
Who we
be
going
anybody
after?
in front of that.
I like this. Dave, look. Who? No, we are not finna like this thing. You know what? This is so cool. Yeah, you come on around. Come on, Marco. This you, baby.
No, that's you guys.
Nope. That's you.
You sit down where?
I think
She's sitting here. I'm sitting here. Yeah, let me get in the middle, I guess. I don't know. I'm as surprised as you are.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not surprised.
All right. Once again, B team's back up. Okay, here's the problem. Standing around with Lucretia, she will put you to work. All right, folks, I was walking around on the floor, and yes, I had to stop and have my picture made with this because, and yes, I took photographs of this, sent it to my son. He said, buy it for me. Like, no. And that's all I'm going to tell you about it. This is just, it looks like a toy. You're about to find out it's not. So let's take it away.
All right. I'm Eric Wallace. I'm a store in Smyrna, Georgia. We're about 20 minutes here from the show. We're selling these here in the show, booth 3445, but it's a flamethrower from Exothermic. This is Caden. He runs the company.
Put the box on.
He kind of knows all the technical questions about these. But we've sold over 100 of these in the store this year to folks that are just looking for a toy that they don't have. So the guy that has everything, this is a great thing about them. You don't see them that often. It shoots over a 20-foot flame. They're super safe, and everybody that buys them love them. We got a lot of guys, they come in on July 4th. They're at the store, buy a lot of fireworks, but they also buy one of these because they'll win the competition with the cul-de-sac.
Sure.
When they bring this out.
Sure. Yeah. Well, one thing I learned talking to you, Eric, and I'm sure we're going to talk about this. Yeah, my first reaction, this is a toy. Got to have one of these. This is an adult Tonka toy, that we all had when we were kids. But this is a serious tool.
It is. It is a very serious tool.
So, educate everybody on, but not just the tool aspects, but the life-saving aspects of this thing.
Right. Yeah. So this is our Pulsefire LRT. This is our standalone unit. This is what we first came out with. So this is a better drip torch. Drip torches are outdated. They're they're unsafe. You can get a little burn. You can get burnt.
Explain what a drip torch is, please.
So a drip torch, I know firefighters use them and farmers use them, and they use them to do back burns and burn their ditches and help clear their land. Our product is to help eliminate the factor of burning. Burning yourself, getting hurt, smelling like gas and diesel. You're going to be away from that. You're shooting the gas away from you, and it helps blow all the fumes away, and you're not going to burn yourself. It's a safer way. It's the safest way to apply fire.
Yeah, and hey, distance saves lives. He's right. That drip torch, you can be dripping it on your boots, and the next thing you know, you're hopping around. You drop the drip torch, and life is just you've had a really bad day. This thing, hey, look. Hey, Dave, can you show the picture on the box? This thing puts out a 25-foot flame.
Yep, 25-foot flame for 27 seconds.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, yeah, that is just beyond cool. I mean, the box itself sells it, because everybody knows if you can burn it or blow it up, it is fun guy stuff.
Yeah,
right?
It's awesome.
But again, this is a serious tool.
It is a very serious tool.
I was talking earlier about the life saving.
Yes. So I know California Fire uses our product, and they're starting to use it a lot more as of recent. We just shipped them out some, so they're going to start getting to the ditches and start burning some piles. And I know the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation just purchased some recently as well. The Florida Wildlife Service uses our product as well. It's just the safest way, and it makes the job a lot easier.
Okay. Awesome. And something else I learned talking with you guys earlier, you guys are going to drive YouTube ratings through the floor, because everybody likes to watch those videos of somebody putting gas, and you don't ever put gas on a fire and then throwing a match in it and woof, they're inside the flame. How would you use this thing instead?
Right, so you just fill up the unit, charge up the battery. You can stand 25 feet back and apply the flame, and the flame goes into the bonfire or the burn pile, and you don't have to be anywhere near it. So it goes right in there and it ignites it. The fuel stream gets ignited. You don't have to be anywhere near it. It's super safe.
See, you guys aren't going to create many YouTube or Rumble videos or TikTok. Yeah, it's like, hey, they started another one from 25 feet away and nothing happened to them.
Yeah.
Because why do you watch videos, right?
Yeah.
For all that kind of stuff. No, that's awesome. You said you sold 100 in the store over the time that you've been keeping. How long have you had those?
Well, we've just started doing demos out in the parking lot.
Right.
So on Saturdays, customers come in, they get to try it out. When we're running demos, we're selling about 25 of them on Saturdays.
Nice.
People they've never seen something like this before.
No.
And now they can just buy it, take it home today.
See, that's another wonderful thing. Where is this thing made?
So it's made in China.
Okay.
So it is made overseas. That is going to change coming up. We would like to see it made in the United States, American made.
Awesome.
Love it.
Awesome. Okay. And I like seeing businesses succeed. And you guys, okay, you're selling out of an awesome gun store, by the way. What's the name of the store?
Adventure Outdoors. We're in Smyrna, been in business nearly 50 years. We stock over 20,000 guns, 17-line gun range. about 20 minutes here for the show.
Sure, that it's a toy store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you go to their website and look at it, it is a big store. I believe Gage said you're the biggest in Georgia.
It's the largest independent firearms retailer in the world.
Oh wow!
With over 20,000 guns in stock, over 100 yards of gun counters. It's over 6,000 on display.
Sure.
And a lot of back stuff.
Wow. If you're in the Metro Atlanta area, you got to go. Okay. I mean, just the pictures alone. I'm down here from Maryland. I may have to make a stop.
All right. We'd love to see you. Come on down.
No, that's awesome. Anything else you want to teach us about this?
Yeah, so we also have other models. So this is our flagship model, the LRT. We also have a UBF model, which is our more compact version.
Okay.
I know CAL FIRE, I know smoke jumpers use our UBF model because they can put it in their backpack. It's smaller and more compact. And so smoke jumpers use our product to help save lives.
All right, there you go. And just because this isn't insane enough, they have a backpack for it for more fuel.
Yes, we do. The backpack almost gives you 5 minutes worth of fuel.
Because 27 seconds is just not enough, is it? No. All right. You can do the fireworks show several times.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what else do we need to know about this thing?
So with the system itself, it's a fully enclosed system. And so there is no blowback. It's super safe. You won't explode, which is awesome. And the unit, you can run up to 50% gasoline and 50% diesel, so you don't have to use straight gasoline. And the unit is powered by a little lithium-ion RC car battery that you can just recharge in about an hour.
Right.
And you can buy those batteries anywhere on the internet.
There you go. See, we're all smiling because, come on, this is cool guy stuff here, not going to lie. That's why I stopped to talk to him in the first place. This is a serious piece of equipment. This is life-saving stuff. This is more efficient for fire control and farmers. If you're a farmer and you don't have this, there's something you're doing wrong, because you get to brag to the other farmers that you got it in the first place. It's got to be easier for cleaning brush. Yeah. And it's being sold in a great gun store. It really is. I mean, it's a mall. If you look at the pictures of it, it's a mall. I mean, this is beyond Bass Pro Shop size.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
So, all right. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for being on the show.
All right.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Hey, take care.
Thank you so much.
All right. Hey, good luck with the rest of the show.
All right, you too. Have a good show.
All right, thank you.
Okay, doke. Hey, Lucretia.
Mark up.
Yes, ma'am.
Your interview, sir?
I'm sorry?
Just kidding. It's been.
You want to try it out?
Yeah, I want to try it out. But you know what? Oh, it's reasonable. No, y'all.
Take out Larry.
Okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. My bad. I'm still here. Hi, Belinda Lovelace. I'm still here. I can actually say I really appreciate the NRA the NRA for literally allowing this to happen and picking us as being one of the podcasters that is here this weekend. So, you know, a lot of people aren't going live. They're recording everything that they're doing. So you see the hiccups back and forth. And right now they're setting up here, and then we're got right here. And now we're just pulling people that is walking by that would like to talk. But me, y'all talking to me. Dave, I'm not part of the internet anymore. I think it's just me. I think it's my laptop or the reason why. Or it might be my eyeballs telling me I need to get some sleep. Oh, I just need to connect again. I think anytime somebody try to text my phone, it knocks my hotspot off. Okay, I'm connected again, I guess. I don't know how long. So,
Got a gentleman here
Come
who's with an organization.
come
that helps
on
veterans get
over.
benefits.
Come, yep. Right here.
How are you today?
I'm pretty good.
Wonderful.
That's all vets.
Second, yes. We're called True Vet Solution.
What's the True Vet Solution?
Yes.
What is it?
We do VA claims, so the veteran doesn't
I
have
wish
to
I had
go.
y'all before my dad passed last year. I was a fish out of water. So I'm the Georgia Communications Director
Okay, nice
for
to
the
meet you.
Veterans for America First.
Okay.
And I know there's a lot, and I really want to be involved and be an advocate for the vets even more.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all do when you say you advocate for veterans, VA, and everything?
So if they've already got a rating, we go after increases on that to get them the most that they deserve. And then if they don't have a rating, we do brand new claims, and we have a 95% success rate.
Where y'all located at?
Well, we're nationwide. We're based out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, because my daddy couldn't hear majority of his life, and I never understood why. But as you know, he really didn't talk about. I thought it was always Vietnam. It wasn't Vietnam. It was Panama, and they said that's a little bit worse than Vietnam. They said he didn't lose his hearing, even though he was artillery. He didn't lose his hearing from the army.
Right.
So he didn't get the benefits that was due to him.
Yep.
What did he need to do, or someone like my dad? What do they need to do to get that ranking?
Contact us.
Why is it so hard?
Because
for,
the VA makes it very difficult for veterans, period. And it gets so frustrating that a lot of veterans, they just give up and say, I'm done with it.
Yes.
And then with us, our time frame is a lot faster than the VA. I used this company 3 years ago, and I did not work for them then. And so since I'm a below-the-knee amputee, I only had 40%. And after I got out, I went to work. I became
only 40%.
Yes, that's standard for below-the-knee amputation. Yes. So I became an electrician. And then as I got older, things started changing up here. So that's why it's called post-traumatic stress. So I went and got some help. And then I heard about this company through my uncle. And I did a PTSD claim through them. And 28 days later, I was at 100% total and permanent.
Did y'all hear him? I hope y'all heard that, because a lot of y'all are veterans. A lot of y'all families are veterans. And this is TrueVetSolutions.com. The way y'all told me to go by getting my dad's benefits, power of attorney, 2 weeks before he passed away, and how y'all told me to get to the VA, I wouldn't have been able to do all that without y'all. And now, for the people that are wondering how to get the percentage of their disabilities, somebody to advocate for them, it is True Veteran Solution. TrueVeteransSolution.com. And so if you have a veteran in your family and you feeling like they're not being heard, you have a true vet right here. They got true outcomes, great solutions. So you know how hard that is?
I get it.
Here's a question for y'all.
Uh-huh.
Why y'all don't open up to us?
Because we don't.
We can't help y'all.
I know.
If we don't know what y'all going through.
I know.
So why don't y'all ever open up so we can help out even more?
Because we're prideful. And we don't bother anybody.
That's not bothering your loved ones.
I know.
And now that we can help our loved ones if we know truly what's going on.
Yeah.
Why do you think that if the wars, military cause these problems, they should immediately step up to the plate and not take our money out of the cookie and give it to foreign nations or illegals when our soldiers are the ones that died and fought on that battle.
I agree with you 1,000%.
Am I making too much sense? Then tell the VA that. There is no reason a veteran should walk out of a VA hospital and set himself on fire.
Yep.
There's no reason why a veteran need to leave a hospital on 10 different medications and they still ain't got to the root cause, which is them.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what an unfortunate son was. My husband was like, "Ooh, you singing that song? You really like it? You know what it means?" They'll never send their sons and daughters, but they'll always send us.
That's right.
How do we not have another Vietnam? And when I'm talking about the disrespect of our veterans, the disrespect, the spitting on, all of this stuff, how do we stop that, and how can I advocate even more?
Right. Well, the first thing I'll say is the best and the most friendliest thing you can say to a Vietnam veteran is not thank you for your service. It's to say welcome home.
You don't give me the cry. Stop that. Stop. I want to help y'all so much, but I don't know what to do.
Well, this is a great opportunity right here. And I'll even provide, if someone just wants to reach out and call me, my phone number is 202-905-7027, and my email address is brandon@truevetsolutions.com.
Can I have that? Because you coming on my show.
Absolutely.
I mean, we do a show every night, 5 to 7 Eastern Standard Time. We talk about God, family, and country.
Okay.
And we take articles from all around the world, and if it goes against anything we believe in as American citizens, I rip you a new one. I don't care what you think. And you don't disrespect my veterans. I'm just a military brat.
Right.
I just come from a huge military family.
Yeah.
My son, Air Force, my sister, Army, my brother, Marines, my dad, Navy. My other dad, Army. I don't know anything but to stand up.
Right.
So I want to know, because I'm too old now. I'm 50. I'm not running across the whole this whole building, so I ain't running a mile. So I want to know what I can do. Not only use my show as a jump off platform for veterans. What else can we do to help y'all out?
There's good charities you can donate to. We don't even take donations. So
y'all do this 100% free?
We don't take donations, but we do charge a service. So for instance, let's say we get the veteran $1,000 a month. What they owe is the increase times 5, which would be $5,000, but you can spread it out over 10 months, right? We don't touch your back pay, none of that. So if it's $1,000 that goes into your account on the first, simply keep $500, give us back $500, do that for 10 months, and essentially, what is that veteran paying out of their pocket?
Nothing. You're getting it from the VA. From nothing. They're not putting anything.
And
they got quick results.
That's correct. That's correct.
Do the VA even work with y'all or recognize y'all?
No,
I didn't think so.
No, they don't like us.
Yeah, y'all. I didn't hear y'all name on the list.
They don't like us.
Why not? Because y'all get results.
Yep.
Never mind.
Yep.
They don't like y'all at all.
Well, we don't really like them either.
You don't think you're going to be on their preferred list of people that can help veterans one day?
No. Never.
I just roll my eyes. Do you think the VA is ever going to turn around?
I don't know. It would be beneficial if they did, because there's too many veterans out here that are waiting. I mean, I've heard stories of veterans waiting 3 years to be seen. And there's a reason why there's 22 veterans a day that commit suicide, and thank God I never did it. So it's difficult, and because if that veteran's going through, say, mental pain, right, or physical pain. Well, physical pain hurts, but it also hurts up here as well.
Sure does.
So
mental pain hurts too.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. And they a lot of times they don't know what to do, and may become dependent on alcohol and drugs or commit suicide.
We want to stop that.
Absolutely.
We want to help stop it.
Absolutely.
I mean, listen, y'all gonna have to start opening up. Stop being warriors, okay?
Right.
We love you.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah.
So when you gonna? Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
This went all down. I'm about to put. I love my vets. Don't fuck with my vets. Y'all didn't have to die for us. Y'all didn't have to lay down your life. Y'all didn't have to become martyrs for our country. Y'all don't have to do this.
Yep.
But there's a calling on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a calling on the inside for each and every last one of y'all in any of the branches, then that call need to be from the government to have your back.
And there's no one active duty or veteran that joined the military to become rich.
Boom. Because you're not going to be.
No.
You just want to do the right dang on thing.
Yeah. I mean, America, we love our country.
America, baby.
Nobody makes you join the military.
No.
So.
And don't nobody make you hate our vet. That's what I can't do. I'm not going to put up. I wasn't born during Vietnam. I'm a 70s baby.
Mm-hmm.
But to see the bush that they had to endure, we ain't playing that. We ain't playing that.
Yep.
So I can't. I won't see it. So yeah, you gotta come on the show.
Yeah.
And then when you come on the show, we gonna talk about a little bit of everything.
Okay. I'm down.
All right then.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely. Look at you. Hey. Mayberry Bennett, get on over here, girl. I need some coffee. Coca-Cola, something to drink, Dave. Anything, Dave? Caffeine, please. How y'all doing? I'm just gonna, okay, then fine. I will snitch on everybody in the bedroom. Y'all, how y'all doing? Right now, I am sharing a bed with Christy Mayberry Bennett. She has a sleep machine that makes rain noise all night long. And she snores. She snores. Everybody in that room snore. A girl, I was cutting logs, chainsawing it like a mofo. That's all I'm saying. So I am having a great time at the convention. The only thing that I would say that is not so hot about this convention, never wear moccasins. Walk in, I think yesterday, I think we got in about 50,000 steps. And my back, my knees, my thighs, and my eyeballs hurt. But we'll be here until Sunday. Sunday. I haven't even walked the convention floor, it's so big. Yeah, come on over. Come on, Ted. You want to be interviewed? Yeah, come on over here. Oh, come on. Some people are just shy. So, but we got Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl. Come on over. Anything.
Is that good enough time?
Yes. Anything with caffeine. Okay. Like, what kind of Coke? I like that Sprite. Sprite.
Oh. How you doing? You know I voted for you.
Shut up.
I sure as heck did. Yeah?
Yeah, you just made a whole bunch of people mad.
I know I did.
Are you going and interviewing now? Or you got 10 minutes before you get wet?
My interview I gotta be over there for Mike's in 4 minutes.
Okay, right now we're live.
Oh, we are. Hey, everybody.
Okay.
Oh, there they are.
And there.
Okay.
So go ahead and tell everybody who you are, what you're here for, and why you're standing up for the Second Amendment.
Okay. Who I am? Well, my name is Patrick Collins, a.k.a. the owner of thegunfood.com.
Thank you.
The Gun Food sells ammunition, if you didn't catch on to it. It's a pun on words / clever marketing a little bit. But anyhow, I am here because, the NRA, this event is really a big event. There's a lot of consumers here. There's a lot of businesses here. And part of how we grow this industry is helping each other.
Right.
And I got a very funny story for all the viewers there, but When I first met you, I don't know if you remember this, I first met you in person, that is, was at a speech that we both did together, and you nailed it. You closed me. I was like, my name is Patrick now. Yeah.
I just ripped. Y'all, people ask me to come, you know what I'm going to talk about. God, family, country, Trump.
Absolutely. And you definitely did a great job at that. But yeah. So we're here now.
Yes, and we're growing.
Yep.
But your business.
My
How
business.
are you going to grow that? Is that the networking that you're doing right now?
That's all the network I'm doing right now. So, we don't just sell ammunition. Behind the scenes, we do a lot of different logistical stuff. For instance, we have silent partnerships with the businesses.
Yes.
So let's say if a firearms company does a machine gun shoot, or if they do like a shoot at a major event, we kind of provide that ammo, and nobody really knows about us. Everybody thinks that these firearms companies have ammunition. They don't. They have to source that, and it has to be reliable ammunition. It has to be ammunition that is on scene, ready to go. We did a ladies event with 2A Empowerment a couple of weeks ago, and the ammo didn't even show up.
What do you think happened to it?
Oh, I think someone got their grubby hands on it.
Do you have to jump through a lot of regulations and rules in order to do all this?
Not a lot, but yes, there are a bunch. You got to think we have 50 states.
Right.
I can only ship to 49 of them.
Which one you can't? Hawaii?
Hawaii.
Oh,
Yes.
Why not?
They just made some rule, even though they made it easier for people to obtain their license to carry. They made it harder for ammo to ship to them because they made some type of vehicle clause and past that, and 4 wheels, it needs to roll to them or something like that. I don't know exactly how they did that, but
what about the gun restrictive states? What do they say about the ammo?
Even the gun restricted. So I am from a gun restricted state. I'm from Massachusetts.
Get down in the South. Why do you want to stay up there?
No, I am. That's originally where I'm from. I'm down here now. I live down here now, but
I'm like, you're not getting in Massachusetts. Why are they so restricted?
yeah, I don't understand. In fact, they just recently passed a new law, and in that law, it was written by my former neighbor. Literally, my neighbor wrote that law. I used to deliver his newspaper.
Why do you think they don't like it? Why do you think they want to continue attacking the 2A in any form? They can't get rid of the guns, so let's go after the ammo.
Yeah.
We can't get rid of the ammo, so let's go after the accessories.
Exactly. I don't understand why they try to attack this in that manner instead of addressing the true issues, which a lot of it is either mental health or just people don't have outlets the way they need to have outlets to do whatever they're trying to do. I'd say in Massachusetts alone, so they just restricted tasers and stun gun tasers, any electronic defensive device, as well as any type of OC spray.
Wait. So it's a free-for-all for the criminals in Massachusetts.
Exactly.
That's all I heard. You can't
Yep.
protect yourself. You can't taser.
Nope.
And then you can't shoot no one.
Nope.
Can you stab them? Are they going to restrict guns, knives? I'm asking.
They have knives. Northeast is known for that. So yeah. Oh.
Oh, is flamethrowers illegal up there too?
I'll have to check on that.
Don't give nobody no idea.
Yeah. $600.
Now,
Hey.
you are down here in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like it?
Oh, I love it down here. I've been down here for 15, 16 years now.
And you're a transplant still.
I know. I don't have the twang yet. I'm getting there though.
Do I have the twang?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you do. It takes me about a second to understand sometimes.
Leave us alone down here. But we're not gun restrictive. We're one of those that stand up for the Constitution and the Georgia State Constitution. Do you feel like as it keep going on, you're going to be more restrictive up north than to be prosperous and help other people with their ammo?
I feel like sometimes when we take a step forward, we take a couple steps back up there. So even though they made it easier for you to obtain your license in the state of Massachusetts, I'll just use them as an example. They made it easier for you to obtain your license up there because you don't have to have a reason anymore. Now they made it 2 steps harder to get it because now you can't buy ammo online. You have to register all these different firearms and pick it from a list.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, they have a firearms list up there.
So the government can sell 1 trillion rounds of ammunition, but the public can't. Can you explain that?
You know, I really don't understand that. I don't understand that. Hopefully someone out there understands it, because it doesn't make sense to anybody. And it's not making the world safer. It's not at all.
Restricting it is actually making it worse.
Making it worse. Yep. Victim-rich environments.
This is something I gotta ask you. With all the crime that's happening in schools, especially what happened over a couple of days ago in the city of Atlanta school, where a principal was jumped. What do you think about non-lethal options in schools now?
I'm 100% on board with any means of defense. Any means of defense. The problem is we need to persecute those that do not have a justified reason for using it. If you have a justified reason for self-defense or any type of defense, you're good to go. In my books. I don't know about your books, but in my books, you're good to go.
Because I'm like this. I don't care if you're a high school student or not. 4 little boys jumping on one man. Y'all all need to go down. You need to be tased.
Yep.
I mean, but he fought back. And he punched back. Do you think they're going to learn a lesson? You think there's going to be any consequences? Or do you think it's just going to get worse in school? And how can you go in there and maybe, just maybe, give them some options that can help a lot of that?
Oh, there are definitely options. It's just up to the school boards to truly accept those options. In order to prevent violence from happening, you need some type of plan for creating violence, right? A lot of times we call police officers who have firearms to come and save the day.
Right. But we are our own first responders.
We are our own first responders, and we can do that ourselves. We don't need to outsource our safety and security.
I'm liking that. Non-lethal taser, maybe tase them in the balls.
Just
that's it.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I know you got another interview.
Thank you. You know it's always a blast getting with you.
Thank you for voting for me too.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I said that online. Yes, I did vote for her. Vote for Lucretia.
Hate on haters. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll see you.
Patrick Collins. Oh, thank you, Julia. Who's next?
Bill Glass. He has a Second Amendment friendly credit card company. Don't be scared.
Hi. How you doing?
Bill Glass.
Lucretia Hughes VFAF. Come on, have a seat with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Shoot some shit.
I love it.
How did you get involved in it with the credit card?
So, long story short, I came out of college and was a muni bond trader for Citigroup since Barney. Market went to crud at around 08. A buddy of mine was there and was like, "Hey, you need something, while you're finding it." And so went and interviewed, got it, and never looked back. That was about 17 years later. And then our parent company, AltruPay, was formed by about 3 of us that all went to high school together. If you're going to grind it out in a startup, do it with people that you love and enjoy. And then Tactical Pay came. We saw a market that is seen so reputationally bad by the banks that we said, hey, our parent company, AltruPay, was built on the foundation of altruism. The selfless need to put things first. Let's carry it over into the firearms. We're gun guys for gun guys. We say it all the time.
Do they have to be fire?
Nope.
Okay.
It's anything in that industry, right? The Second Amendment industry. It could be knife dealers. It can be gunsmiths. Trainers, FFL dealers, manufacturers, distributors, ammo. Any of that.
Do you feel like the big credit card companies, they are doing this and restricting the 2A and the people that work in the 2A or that make guns or that manufacture them? You're trying to be the alternative, so instead of them getting counseled, they won't get counseled with you?
No, we don't do things like risk holds. We don't. I'll give you a really good example: the Uvalde shooting. Yes. Right? There are a couple companies who are here that we stand very strong behind, where banks and everybody else shut everything down. Right?
Why?
All because it was the type of firearm and the manufacturer of that firearm that happened in the shooting. Right?
They didn't have anything to do with it. They didn't pull the trigger. They didn't tell him to load the gun. They didn't. Explain that to me.
So,
Make it make sense.
So there's two types of risk in the banking world. There's reputational risk, and then there's financial risk, right? And there's a few other variables in that. But on the reputational side, they are so scared. We'll use one of the large Mega 5 banks, right?
Yeah, Bank of America.
Perfect. We'll use Bank of America as an example. Bank of America is so scared that somehow, some way, they're going to know that they were supporting the merchant processing for Daniel Defense, or I'm using Daniel Defense as an example, but for Daniel Defense, and that gun was used during that shooting, and somehow it's going to come all the way back to them for bad press.
Yeah, you're not making my head just said floop. That didn't make no sense.
Because it's a whole bunch of old men sitting around the board.
Laws against that.
Yep.
Then how can they get away with that?
Because there's no laws in credit card processing. It's all rules and regulations managed by Visa and MasterCard.
Have y'all tried to change the law?
Yeah, there's tons of lobbyists up in D.C. that are trying to do that. I think the easier answer to that is doing what Tactical Pay is trying to do, which is do right by the customer.
Yes.
And we don't see this industry as a high-risk industry.
No,
we actually classify this as low risk on our portfolio. And we do that because the gun dealers, we'll use FFL dealers for an example, have so much more federally to lose than we do. And at the end of the day, you're right. I can't control who goes and buys a gun and decides to do something evil. Like, that's not.
But they lump us in with these people.
Yep.
And I always say this, they never get down to the root cause of it all. Pharmaceutical companies. So you want to find the arms companies, but you farm Big Pharma. You find Big Pharma because they are the underlying factor. If you looked at Uvalde, if you looked at any of these school shootings, was that child or was that perpetrator on some kind of psychotropic drug?
Yep.
And the answer is yes. So it wasn't an object. It's just like my son being murdered, got shot point blank in the head. I didn't look at that gun and say, oh my God, I'm going to blame that gun. I looked at the thug that decided to do it.
Yep, they pulled the trigger.
So when do we get back? Because that's your business and your credit card is common sense. It's just common sense.
Yep.
Not only for gun manufacturers, maybe pawn shops, maybe gun stores, even for her. You eating in front of me. Back to what I was saying. My mind went blank. She literally said
No, you're good. So the pharmaceutical industry is a really good example of this,
Yes.
right? Of the opposite effect.
That's a reputational risk.
It 100% is. And we deal with that. We have another division of our company called NutriPay that handles everything from nutraceuticals to telehealth to telepharma, all that stuff. And you are 100% correct. Did you know that just recently I found out that 3/4 of the FDA board is Big Pharma executives? And they just changed. It just changed. They're removing them off of the board. They're allowed to attend, but now they're going to make it more of a panel of peers, which is a step forward.
Why would you put pharmaceutical reps on?
So going back to the gun things, that's instead of going to DC, which we will fight the good fight.
What if we grease their palms? Like, that's how you get stuff working in Washington, right?
Yeah, but you know the Fauci story,
did you hear about the Fauci story? Oh, he's going to jail very soon.
Yeah, and the Fauci story is there was a lot of this going there, more than collectively we could all give, right? And the problem is trying to make change in DC is the right way to do it.
Yes.
But it is a long-term fight.
Yes.
So Tactical Pay built a foundation for credit card processing, right? We're the guys that when you go and buy a gun or you buy a knife and you swipe your card, we're behind the scenes taking the money from your account and moving it through the system and putting it into that wherever you bought that.
They're going to come after y'all soon.
So they already do, and it's fine.
Okay, I was just guessing that.
Nope, it's so there's a new NC.
They're picking on you. That's not fine. They're trying to counsel y'all.
Oh, they can't.
Have y'all fireproof yourself on that one?
The whole network.
Yeah, because David Hoggs said he was coming after y'all.
So we've had a target even outside of this industry on us, right? So the concern isn't that they're going to come after us and shut us down. They can't, right? Like we make the circle, the economic circle move. And if for Tactical Pay, for the right now answer, it is work with small commercial-only regional banks that have the same mindsets as us, and then we can put together how we mitigate risk and show it to them, and they let us do what we want to do. There's no concerns. There's no shutoffs. There's no restrictions. If you want to sell silencers, as long as you have your FFL and it's active on the ATF site and you have SOTs, like, who cares?
What about Old Glory Bank? Have you ever thought about?
Old Glory Bank is a great group. We love them. In our space, you have to go through a process. Every bank can't just do everything.
Okay.
And so in the treasury side of stuff, that's where the ACH is, that's where the wire transfers happen. That just all happens on what they call a Fed line terminal. It's how they connect to the Federal Reserve.
So they watching everything y'all do?
For us, it's different.
Okay.
They would have to sign up as an acquiring sponsor bank through Visa, MasterCard, and that's just more regulation, more oversight, more everything. And their focus is to support businesses and be more of a retail bank. Great group. We love them. We actually send clients to them that are struggling for business bank accounts, and they're a great group. But for us, it's a little bit different. We're behind the scenes, but we affect everything, right?
Y'all need to step in y'all role.
We do. We love it. That's who we are. That's what we do. That's why we're great at what we do.
Have you talked to different gun manufacturers that are here today?
Yeah.
To offer y'all services?
Yep, absolutely. And we have a vast majority of them already.
Y'all been networking.
Yeah, so tactical pay, it's real nice, right? Tactical pay, payment processing, it kind of goes with the industry, right? I don't have to sell them on what we do. It's very point blank.
I'm trying to sell myself to you. It ain't working good. I'm just...
No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
What else do y'all do with that? You're saying that you help, you also is for the private industry also?
Yep, private or public, it doesn't matter. We don't have restrictions.
Doesn't matter who they are or what they do?
So obviously we have to follow like OFAC, right, and other Bank Secrecy Act guidelines when we're doing our KYC checks and we're onboarding them and underwriting them. Those are all fancy words for we're checking to make sure they're not a terrorist.
Yes.
We're making sure that they're not funneling money, and we've caught them. We had a large group this is probably about 2 years ago. We had a large group down in Florida that acted like a concrete company, and they were moving millions of dollars a month.
How did y'all catch them?
We built technology, and it's an identity verification technology. Great partner that we work with called EVS, and they have to take a picture of the front and the back of their driver's license when they upload it, and they answer typically 7-8 non-credit bearing questions. Everything came back perfect. Well, because of the size, it got escalated to my desk for sign off, and I'm looking at it, and I call my CEO, who's my business partner, and I said, something's off here, man. And so we emailed over to EVS, and they were like, no, you're right. They stole the identity of a 26-year-old female in northern Florida, and they were using the identity in Miami. But the crazy part is, I'm not going to say who it was, the bank, but the previous credit card processing company they were with, that because we reviewed their credit card statement, their processing statements, everything, is probably, if not the biggest, the second biggest in the United States.
And they couldn't catch it, or
And
you don't think
they never
they
caught
care?
it. I don't think that they take, I'm not going to say they don't take the due diligence that we do, but we're really big about underwriting on the front end, so there's no surprises on the back end. And that's why we don't have to shut businesses down. That's why we don't have to hold reserves. And we're not scared of their potential risk. And Tactical Pay's mission is to de-risk, if that's even a word, this whole myth of this
Georgia,
industry.
Everything is a new word.
I'm from Texas, so everything ends in a y'all or a draw, so I feel you. So yeah, so that's Tactical Pay. That's what we're doing, and it's one step at a time, but we're in it for the long run.
You give me your card?
I don't have one, but I'll go grab it and bring it back.
Okay, well, I'm going to be here for a minute. Do I look sleepy?
We're all sleepy.
Okay. Thank you.
We're all tired. You look beautiful. Yes, love. All right.
Wait. You have the last word. Tell everybody where they can find you. What's your website?
Yep. TacticalPay.com. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook. Go to the URL. There's a short little insert on there. You can fill out some information. We have two great senior account managers that cover the tactical space, Heather Gooden and Nathan Vanderpool. They'll reach out to you. They'll talk you through everything. They'll explain your frustrations, how it works, and everything. And we just hold their hand through the whole process.
Thank you so much. And boy, please bring me your business card back.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
All right.
All right. Thank you,
We
love.
got 19 more minutes. I ain't never want something to end so fast in one day. I am going to sleep without anybody in there snoring. I'm live. It'll be all right. What? Oh, my drink. Why is it open? Dang you, Dave. Come on now. Hey, Dave.
Hey. Hey, sister, how you doing?
Sleepy.
Are you sleepy?
Oh, you snore too.
I do?
Yeah, all of us do.
Oh, boy.
Everybody in the room was snoring.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. If you don't know him, this is Dave. I got so many Daves in my life. Go ahead, Dave. Matter of fact, Dave is a minister out of Tennessee. He has his own podcast programming. He's wanting to do his... I'm gonna let you go ahead. You tell everybody.
Okay, so we've got a lot of things going on. Street Level America. We met Lucretia in Gainesville, Georgia, when you did a presentation for MAGA Georgia, and which I'm part of the executive team on. And I heard you talk, and I went, "Girl, we need to talk." Because the opinion she has, the truth she's sharing about freedom, about America, about what we need to do to save this country, are right in alignment with the values that we have at Street Level America. We do a number of things, and one of the most recent project, because we don't have enough, so we had to do another one, is called the USA 1776 Network.net. Now, my background is in broadcast radio. I've been in radio since September 1978, more than 40 some odd years. Started in high school and was drafted full-time when the morning show host was killed in a motorcycle crash. And so they hired me full-time out of high school. And I said, hey, I like broadcasting so much, I think I'll make a career out of it. And 40 some odd years later, here I am. So I have a love for local radio. What we want to do is marry the voices of podcasting, American voices that believe in American values such as yours, and get them on the air on terrestrial, which is regular broadcast radio stations in America. So I came up with this idea of the USA 1776 Network. We're working on a contract with a satellite provider where we can take shows like Real News with Lucretia Hughes and make them available to broadcast radio stations to put on the air. So the goal is to celebrate America's voices and to celebrate American ideals about how to save America. Get them on the internet, and you have a substantial following, and we want to increase that following on broadcast, on the internet. And so it's USA1776network.net. We're about ready to roll it out. We're looking for sponsors because satellite time is a little bit more expensive than internet time. But there's a lot of reasons why we're doing it. And one of those is to save America. And I know you have a heart to save America. That's why we are here at the NRA convention. Because one of the things that rulers do that want to conquer or rule over a country and become a dictator is they take away the guns. Look at Nazi Germany.
Yes.
We do not want to lose our freedoms. We do not want to lose our guns. So we are a staunch supporter of the NRA and the mission of the NRA, and we the people having a say about our government. So that's what we do at Street Level America. And so we're very honored to be partnering on some different projects with Lucretia and Dave and your team.
Thank you. Do it look like I'm tired? I'm tired. Dave,
it's been a long day.
Last 2 days.
Yeah.
It's been a long day. Do you got a stepper? Are we counting our steps?
I have been back and forth between the room and here 4 times this morning, and I was worried that I'd be out of breath on this interview. I did my cardio this morning.
I think we did our cardio in the last 2.5 days, and if anybody tells me to exercise in the next year, I've done it all. I think I've exercised enough this year.
I've walked a mile in my shoes.
So that is
StreetLevelAmerica.com.
And that is 1776.
USA 1776network.net. So that's USA 1776network.net. We have the first draft of the website up. There's a link to your news shows on it, as well as some other podcasters that we're working on putting on the network, and we're working on growing the number of podcasters on the network, and more to come on that one. But it's all about saving America.
Yes. I always say it's about saving our grandkids at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot is going on in America. I think my husband always liked to say, "Save the savable,"
Yeah.
and leave the
agree.
rest up to God. Well,
Understand.
you're leaving it all up to God. But talking, going out there and witnessing in boldness and in truth.
Amen. So, but I look at little kids like a 10-year-old child and wonder, what is America going to be like when that, in 20 years from now, when that kid is 30 years old? Are we going to have an America? When we see what's going on with the court system trying to stop all of the efforts to, and then we see people burning up Teslas over waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. Do you want us to keep spending millions of dollars so shrimp can have treadmills? And
have you heard about the 2 judges that are being arrested?
Yes.
I am so shocked.
Can you
Has
believe?
this ever happened?
Can you believe that we have a victim of domestic violence in the courtroom? The judge comes out, yells at the ICE agents, takes the suspect or the charged person in court and the attorney, walks them out the back and lets them flee out the back door while she's running interference up front. And I guess the defendants or the victims are looking out the window and seeing the guy run down the street. And the Trump
She deserved to be arrested.
The Trump administration is saying, you do that, you're doing time. And
They deserve to be arrested. And these judges just seem like they the end all, the begin all to end all.
Right.
Breaking the law, not standing up for the Constitution or the rule of law. You don't need to be on the judge seat. You don't need to be on that bench. If you don't have, I thought Fannie Mae Willis didn't have candor.
Right.
You're a judge and you don't have candor, you shouldn't be a judge at all. I didn't know that was the bad story of this, of the woman, the judge that was arrested yesterday.
Okay.
I didn't know she was literally doing interference in the courtroom while she allowed them to get away and turn the blind eye. Oh, she need to do jail time, not just getting arrested. She need to do jail time.
People, this is lawfare version 2. People are trying to rewrite and redefine the Constitution and freedoms of America. And they've kind of galvanized under hate Trump, hate Trump, hate Trump, stop Trump, Trump is Nazi. No, Trump, and I don't agree with everything Donald Trump does. Canada, 51st state, I'm not a fan of that. Let me tell you why. I don't want the liberal voting bloc of Canada, I hate to use the word contaminating.
Would you take Iceland then? Like Greenland, Iceland, you would take one of them?
I'm kind of open on that. Canada, I don't want Canada because they're too liberal, and I don't want more liberal representatives in the House or the Senate in America. Canada, no thank you. You can keep your sovereignty as a nation. So on that issue, I don't agree with Donald Trump. But on a lot of others, I do. Less government, less taxes, secure borders. I love the MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. You know, we got to be healthy. We need to go out and do the laps, which we've done. But there's a lot.
You're going to close us out in 1 minute.
Am I?
Yes.
Okay.
They over there standing waiting on their 12 o'clock slot.
Oh, they okay. I got to be quiet. That's hard for pastors and broadcasters to do. God bless you. Save America. Am I done? Oh.
Y'all stay tuned. Tomorrow, this is day number 2 of the NRA convention. Tomorrow, we will be going live from 3 to 6 to close out the actual convention. Riding with Charlie. Come here for a minute, sir.
Come on.
Come here for a minute, sir. They got the time wrong. Did the schedule change for tomorrow?
I don't know.
Look at that.
9 to 12?
Yeah, 9 to 12 tomorrow.
Yeah, but I think they're not open starting until 10.
I don't know.
I think all I know is they're starting at 10. That's what I heard. Yeah. Oh, this is wrong on probably everybody's.
So
yeah, so
3 to 6 tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but I don't think they're open until 10.
Dave, so it's 3 to 6 tomorrow. Yeah, me and Charlie freaking out over here now.
Yeah, no, I asked Amanda about. We're not on, are we?
Yes.
No. Okay.
You know, I'm live every time we do.
So I asked Amanda about this. I'm
Yes.
like 9 to 12. I thought I was on 12 to 3, and she's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it."
Okay, so
okay.
3 to 6 for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Regular time.
Did you sell anything? No.
No.
You didn't make no money
I
yesterday
didn't
at all.
make no money.
Dude.
I had somebody ask. He wanted an extra large, but there were only large and double X.
Oh, that was in the box.
Well, you didn't tell me where the inventory was.
No, my bad.
You got to tell me where the stock is, girl. Come on.
So everybody, this is Riding with Charlie. Charlie, interview yourself.
Is this on?
Yes, it is.
All right. My name is Charlie from Riding Shotgun with Charlie, and I interview people like you as we drive around the country and talk about what these people do in the gun community.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do. So do you want us to leave our equipment up? No, I'm just. We getting ready to break everything down, Charlie. Thank you
I'm gonna
for
have
giving me a chance.
I'm gonna have a breakdown too.
What happened? Oh, thank you for giving
Just
me a
all
chance
on the
a
go.
long
No, this
time
is
ago.
great. This is, of course, come on. This is what it's about. You're out here fighting. You're doing stuff. You're with the Women for Gun Rights. You're on the oh gosh, what is it?
Outreach.
The outreach program with the NRA. Come on, you got a story?
There's a couple of people that walked by and said, "I just voted for you. I just voted for you for
Nice.
the board." So
Good.
what I'm getting ready to do, they have a picture of me as you go up the escalator with this shirt on. I'm gonna sit right underneath that picture and be like, "Hey, vote for me. That woman right there. Just vote for her.
Right.
That woman right there." So
LUCRET.
Yes, that's what
Make sure
we're
you
gonna
spell it
do.
correctly.
So everybody, thank y'all for staying in here with us. The second day of the NRA convention, downtown Atlanta, the World Congress Center. Y'all keep me in your prayers about the election. It is going on right after the members meeting. And if not, get over there, donate, and donate. Holler, Faded to Black. Woo, I'm out, y'all. I'm out.
Here we go. She's on 5 to 7, 9 to 10 p.m. Fallback Productions. Talks about topics of the day and loves her country, the U.S. of A. Got her Get Right rally on tax day. Got family country, Trump is her thing. She don't know the songs, gives Dave a hard time. Don't worry, it's fine, he's still her Valentine. Keeps us in the loop. Don't you know, sit back and enjoy the Lucretia Hughes Show.